Let me
The Twitch. I don't even know where to put this arm. Jesus Christ. Okay, yes, we are live. Like, how do? Eh.
so I'm gonna watch it on the restream now. I think
Mhm.
with the chat stuff. Yeah,
I'm
but
gonna
we
see if I
are.
can.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, right, because we're gonna get all the chat in here. So yeah.
yeah. It's gonna be interesting. All right, so we can't show the intro. I think today, but I'm guessing people watching know who we are, or know what
You
SASA is.
think.
You
You
th-
think.
you think?
You think.
Okay,
I don't know.
Kate's gonna do the intro then. I was gonna
Um.
save ourselves the trouble, but no. Yeah. Hi everyone. We're back today in the second stream or episode of of this Total War series. Yeah. Who are these people? Max. Good question. We're back with Eduardo García-Molina, who joined us 2 weeks ago to play Pokemon. Today we're not gonna play Pokemon unfortunately, but we're gonna play Rome Total War. That great classic, almost I think almost 20 years old. I think the 2004, I believe. Um, yeah, we're moving chronologically. Last week we did Troy. This week Rome. Next week Rome 2, and then we finish with Attila on the 19th. So yeah, hi everyone who's joining. Kate is saying it's time to commit crimes, which I'm
It's
hoping she is referring to the game. But
of
Very
course,
casual
of
crime.
course. Yeah. For the FBI agents surely monitoring my calls. Of course, I'm referring to the games.
for legal reasons,
Hi,
this is a
Frank.
joke.
For legal reasons.
Yeah.
My lawyer told me.
Hi Frank. I like the hi Frank joke. Mm.
Hi, feds. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, welcome everyone. Welcome back, Eduardo. Um, Eduardo is, in case you don't know, he is a PhD student at the University of Chicago, the Windy City. Apparently, we were just
Yeah,
talking
it's
about the
living up to
weather.
that name. Yeah.
He is an expert of, well, mostly the Seleucids, but also ancient Rome. An expert of Pokemon and an expert creator of classical based memes, which is something we really
Wow.
like, and also a great fan of the Total War series. So we thought, who better than him to talk about this game? Rome Total War is the game that has informed a lot of the horrible person that I am. It was. It's the very first strategy game that I played and said, yes, this is something I really like. I spent unnumbered hours on this game when it came out on an old, oh my God, was it Windows what? Which version of Windows? It must have been Vista, right? Or
No,
XP,
XP
XP,
probably.
Hey,
Yeah,
Windows
yeah.
yeah,
XP on an old desktop machine with Windows
yeah.
XP. It's a great game. It has a lot of talking points, also a lot of questionable stuff,
Mm.
of which we will talk. But yeah, we are very, very excited. And then next week we're gonna see the not so successful second edition of this game, which is gonna be Rome 2. But while we start, Eduardo, why don't you tell us about your relationship with this game?
Yeah, no, it's similar to you. This game was formative in many ways. I think this is actually writing a dissertation. You kind of go into a existential crisis of why am I doing this to myself, and
Yes.
why am I? What was the kernel that led me
I should
into
have
this
listened to
path?
grandma and become a lawyer or a doctor.
Oh, um, eh, pero I think playing Rome Total War was one of those instances, my first real exposure to the Seleucids. Before that, they get kind of brushed aside. Rome dominates. I mean, the game is called Rome Total War,
Mm,
and you do replicate a very Roman notion of empire. What we can talk
mhm.
about the mechanics and how they do that. Well, it's somewhere in the publishing ether. I don't know where, but I've recently finished or a chapter draft on kind of how state power is
Mm,
portrayed in the game mechanics of Rome Total War, and one of the underlying things was that they replicate a lot of Roman imperialism, even for non-Roman polities. So a lot of the cycles of things get replicated for like the Gauls or something like that. They're very Roman Gauls and very Roman Seleucids. But yeah, I played this game when I was a kid, and I was immediately drawn to the Seleucids because they had quite arguably the best roster. I think no one will
I will
challenge me
fight
on
you. I will fight you.
this. Okay, never mind.
I was ready. I was ready
Who's
to
who's
fight.
the best roster then?
Oh, I mean, I am a big fan of playing as the Greek factions.
I thought you were gonna say the Egyptians, and then I was gonna call
No,
immediate
no,
bullshit.
no. Oh my God, no. The Egyptians in this game are so
You
lackluster.
mean the
No,
Ptolemies?
no,
No, the
God,
Bronze Age.
no. Oh, dude, with the bullshit. No, 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 no. I play with the ancestors from Sicily, with like the one Greek city that you find at the start of the game, which is Syracuse. But I
Mhm.
do like them. I do like them. I also like several of the mods for the game. I also pulled up the some of the opening words from the campaigns, because what the game does is every time you start a campaign, for those who have not played, please go play it, but like for those who have not played, you choose a faction for the great for the long campaign, and they give you like a cinematic introduction with a voiceover, and the voiceovers for the Romans start with I hate Gauls. If you play with the Julii, we Bruti are the only true Romans, because and if you play with the Scipii, which questions, my family are beloved of the gods. Then you go to the Greeks, and you get a very un-Greek way of posing themselves. The imperialism that Eduardo was quoting, they say Greeks could rule the war. The word Alexander did, and you're like, wait, what? How? Right? How did we? And then when you get to the other factions, so for Eastern factions, and we will have to talk about it, they start with the desert is ours. It is my home. Like, wait, like Eastern where, right? The barbarian
Reminds me of this
factions.
term.
The barbarian factions take an anti-colonial stance and say, before my grandfather's grandfather was born, this was our land, right? And they talk about the rivers, the plants, and everything else. So kind anti-colonial, but also the noble savage. And I hear Tacitus in the background yelling. Egyptians just talk about Pharaoh, and then Carthage starts with, "Last night the crying of the children kept me awake." Just laid it out
Wow.
Greek. We're like, yes, we're gonna sacrifice the children, and they're gonna cry, right? So already so many things to talk about. Already so many terrible
The
things.
Seleucid, the Seleucid is just like take a shot every time they say Alexander.
Yeah.
You'll be drunk by the time the campaign starts, and like I get it, but you can't call it an empire. It's not Alexander's empire was not an empire. He died. Like administratively, it's not a thing. And like he kicked the bucket, and it immediately crumbled. The man could fight. I will get, pero let's not. It's a speed run of Empire. It's not
exactly. Oh, I love this. I love this.
Wow.
It was a speed run of Empire. Yeah, that's true. Strong words.
He went through the apex and the fall like that.
That is true. That is true.
He's a man of many feathers.
Also, I don't think many of the Greeks would have loved to talk about him after what he did. To many of the Greek cities, like Thebes, for instance. Thebes comes to mind.
Fast food.
Aside from Pindar's house.
Okay. The Thebans could have accepted Phryne's offer to restore the walls and put a plate that said Alexander destroyed it and Phryne the prostitute built them again, but they refused. So jokes on them, right? In this house, we support sex workers, and we especially support obscenely rich sex workers who want to rebuild things for the public good. Right? I mean, honestly, woman. Anyways, so we will have to choose with whom we want to start, which is thank you, David. Yes, as every decent house should. Yes, we are always in favor of rebuilding walls and golden statues of ourselves naked in the guise of Aphrodite. I mean, who amongst us? So now while we were chatting and keeping entertained, we were also trying to run the game. So this was a ploy. Here it
Here we
is.
go.
There
Okay.
we go. All
Oh.
right. So I'm driving this thing. So let me minimize this window.
Mhm.
I'll be able to see some of you all.
Mhm. Oh,
There we
you
go.
will hear us in your ears
Yeah.
whispering
Is the
terrible things.
in-game volume all right? Is everything?
I
Uh,
can't hear. It's
I also
okay. I
can't
never
hear the
hear anything.
game. If someone on Twitch could say, but even
Yeah, because
if there's no audio, I think it works fine.
Yeah, it's
okay.
still
It's
the
not
music is great.
yeah. There's no audio on
The
Twitch
music in the
apparently.
game is
But I think
great,
that's fine.
but it's
Hmm.
okay. We can
Yeah.
deal with it. We can live with it.
Okay.
Uh, I'll post a link to the soundtrack on YouTube in the chat, so you could do that on a low volume or something while
We'll do the
watching.
voices every time I click a unit, and they go
Yes.
oh
Yes.
and
Exactly. And also like every time someone says something, we will dramatically read it, I think.
see, I'm sure.
Um,
So yeah, I did the little cheat because I reinstalled it 2 days ago, so I didn't have all the factions unlocked. So I did the little editing of the text document, so we have them
Hmm.
all. Uh, and for the Seleucids, powerful selection of phalanxes, heavy cataphract cavalry, and elephants. You get the best of everything.
why didn't they choose the anchor as their
This is a thing. I don't know why they Corinthian a silver. I guess they want to go with the silver shields, which is so they want to like go with that posturing. So they just gave him like a silver Corinthian helmet in the first one. In the second one, I think they do
they have the
an
I think
anchor,
they have the
right?
anchor in the second one. Yeah. I mean,
Um,
tune in
yeah,
a week to find out.
exactly.
Yeah, I also resent the Ankh for the Egyptians because it makes not a lot of
Mm,
sense. Um,
Yeah,
I mean, of all the Egyptian symbols that you see in battle, the Ankh is the one that you don't see in battle. Any
mm.
any god would have helped there, or an eagle, the Ptolemaic eagle. Thank you,
or maybe
Daniele.
just don't call
Same.
it the Egyptian, the Ptolemaic Egypt or
Yeah,
something. Like,
right. It's like no,
Mm,
just the Egyptians.
yeah.
I understand the moon for Carthage. I still think that like in Rome too, they did much better by giving the Tanit symbol
yeah.
because she's the patron goddess of Carthage. And then I mean the barbarians just got the short end of the stick with totemic animals because and an axe. Um
And the first word for the Axeman.
Axeman. Yeah,
What a
exactly,
good
exactly.
selection of
Hello,
camels.
Peter.
Hi,
Welcome.
Peter.
Yeah. So, but I know that your heart desires to start with the Seleucids. So
I'm
we
Oh,
gotta.
I think I know why the volume wasn't playing on the thing because I had Zoom. Maybe now the volume is working on the stream, possibly because I had Zoom open because I was checking my camera
Um,
before.
if
But maybe
someone
not. But I'll just do
in
this.
the
Yeah, it's
chat
okay.
could.
Oh, we're gonna do okay. So, Greeks could rule the world.
Yes,
Alexander
because
did.
it's very you're in Athens and you're like Isocrates trying to get these weird Macedonians to campaign against
Mhm.
the Achaemenids instead of
Mhm.
dominating Greece. So, like, this was a big discourse going on right before Philip and Alexander Noah's, where you have these very prominent orators going, "Oh, we should all band together." The Athenian Empire didn't work. The Spartan, whatever the heck that was, the Spartan experiment, let's call it that, and then the Theban domination, all those things
Mm,
didn't work. The Greeks can rule themselves. They can. We need someone, some kind of force, and they saw Philip doing his little rubbing his hands together, twirling his Machiavellian villain's
mustache.
mustache, and going, haha, oh, here we have a champion, a pan-Hellenic
Right? Totally
person.
Greek. I mean,
Yeah,
look
yeah,
how
totally
Greek we
Greek.
are.
Mhm.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
We didn't
Remember,
buy
remember
our
all those times?
participation in the Olympics to be declared Greeks, right? We totally did
Yeah.
not pay good
No,
coin
they're
for that.
descendants of Heracles. It's fine.
Right.
They did
Totally.
something. Yeah. Forget about all that smack talking that we did like 2 years ago, calling them non-Greeks and everything. No, they're Greeks. It's fine.
Yeah, no. Now they're Greeks and it works.
Yeah. And then
Look at this.
Alexander did that. It did what he did very well.
He did his thing.
Mass enslavement, mass killing, everything that goes along with empire that kind of gets put under the rug. And now we're the Seleucids. That's how it happens. It's a
Yeah, and the last sentence is perhaps a new Alexander will take up the sword, bring order where there
Mhm.
is chaos, remake the world of man into a better place, which Alexander did not want to do, perhaps.
no.
And
It's
it
one of the
ends like
things.
that.
Yeah, it's one of the things that Alexander gets turned later on. Especially you see with Plutarch, he gets turned into like this great learned
Mm.
unifier that in one of my chapters in my dissertation starts with Plutarch's thing of Alexander going, encouraging everybody in his realm to don't look at everybody based on what they're wearing. Do not judge your fellow countryman by if he's wearing barbarian costumes or the Greek hat and stuff like that. No, everybody join hands together. So Alexander is kind of, if he even had an imperial project, it gets really quickly turned into by Greek and Roman authors into this like greater force of unification under the banner of Hellenic culture, whatever that means.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
The great dream of a Greek empire. It's like not really.
the,
There is also, that's true. There's also an
Yeah.
expansion with the Alexander with
Mhm.
Alexander.
And I think 2 years ago there was a remastered version of the game that came out, which contains both of the DLC, like the Alexander
yeah,
one and the what is it, Barbarians one.
Yeah.
yeah. All I know about that one is that you could swim across rivers, which is the thing that they brought out. In the Barbarian Invasions ones, you could have specific lightly armed units that could swim across rivers, and that was one of the big things about it.
The Assyrians were doing that with their little
Yeah, with their
lists
little leather
and just
yeah, the
going
little
around.
sacks. Yeah,
Exactly, exactly.
people have
Barbarians is a
forded
great
rivers.
expansion. It's the one I
Huge.
had. But so well, first of all, this map ends very like
Yeah, a lot of
it's
the
like that's it.
Seleucids. Yeah, a lot of the Seleucid Empire is like gone.
Hmm.
It really kind of ¿cómo se dice? It deflates kind of. It's huge. The Seleucids go to the very borders with India and Icanoum, and you have Bactria, but it all gets cut off. You don't even get Babylon. You get
Right.
Seleucia on the Tigris, which
But
okay, sure.
but that's good enough. You have a ziggurat there, which is
Yeah.
yeah,
This
it's
is
oh, it's the Gardens of Babylon. Right.
yeah.
You don't get so yeah. So you get wonders in this game, and if you
Mhm.
control the wonders, you get civilization bonuses and like cultural
Yes.
bonuses or military bonuses. You have the Colossus of Rhodes, the Mausoleus of
So which
Halicarnassus,
I'm looking at with greedy eyes as I
as
speak
one
this.
does. There's like
Yeah.
there's the pharaohs. There is one pyramid,
Mm.
no more, no less. One pyramid.
Only one.
Okay, just the you know
The budget
the
was
Great
gone
Pyramid,
at
the
that
Great
point.
Pyramid and the Sphinx, which were not the same complex, but we
Mm,
digress, right? They're not the
mm.
same. Like the Great Pyramid is Khufu, and then the Sphinx did not exist at the time. It was, it was made after Khufu was dead and gone. With another pyramid, then we have the status of Zeus. They got late to the 341 sales on pyramid. Sorry, we just got one.
Mm.
It was Black Friday, whatever
Yeah,
the Egyptian correspondence of Black Friday is.
we have
Then there's the
pyramids at home.
statue. There's the statue of Zeus, and I don't think there are any other wonders
I'm
around,
trying to,
right?
yeah. Oh no, they're the mausoleum.
Oh
Or
yeah,
no,
yeah,
the
yeah.
Mm.
Temple of
The
Artemis at
Artemisia, the
Ephesus.
Artemisia of
Yeah.
Ephesus.
Mm.
That
Oh,
I was,
there's the mausoleum. Yeah.
that I was very pleased to see.
Mm. So they're
Mm.
Although,
more or less official ancient wonders of the world.
Yeah,
oh
you
yeah,
get the
yeah,
greatest
yeah.
hits. It's like the
Yeah.
kid
And
drop.
I think in this game you can zoom in into the cities and go look, which
I
is
forget how to
something that
do
you cannot
city
do in
view.
Troy.
I forget how to actually do because I've never.
I think it's and when you capture that you get a cutscene. Exactly. I think you can show. Yes, exactly.
View settlement on the battle map.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah,
that's
yeah.
it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, when you capture them, you get a cutscene, and you also get all these Roman words of Roman and Greek. You
Oh
also
yeah.
list them in the loading screen. A game with a lot of fascist potential, a lot,
Oh
It
yeah.
does. Yeah.
right?
Looking at this,
It is really sounding the alarms for
I
me as an
mean,
Italian.
there's a reason you have those white marble statue Twitter profiles.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Images.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And
And
this
this is
is
this is
Antioch, right? I'm pretty sure I clicked on Antioch. It
Yes,
doesn't look
Antioch.
Great.
anything like Antioch.
Yes.
But,
I mean,
um,
I
it
mean,
is,
we
it's a
last
city.
week at
yeah, it's a city.
last week we went to Mycenae in
Mhm.
Troy and at Total War, and also doesn't look that much like Mycenae.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. But it's like yeah. Return to the campaign map. The shrugging eagles.
mm,
They also look like upside. That's true. They look like upside down eagles. So, and we all know the value of putting certain
Mhm.
symbols upside down. Certain people. Anyways, for legal reasons, this is not a joke.
I like how I like how this stream is defined by some like legal tension throughout. We started with legal tension
Some,
with possible
some,
FBI raid, and,
but also,
I mean,
I'm sorry. Is there an elephant on the map?
so this is one of the things that I'm interested in. I talked about in that, like the campaign map is very much the gaze of the player is the gaze of the state.
yeah.
Because what do you see? It is cities, it is armies, it is your like immediate diplomats, your immediate little minions, um,
Your
and resources.
daughters sometimes.
But you don't see people. It is like the
Yeah.
most. It is a map just bereft of populations.
Hmm.
It is just from city to city, and again, that has to do with the game mechanics. It's just the way that the game plays, right? It is ta 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 ta. You take cities, strategic points. The people are in the cities. You don't get to really experience any sense of rurality. You don't get to see
Hmm.
anything aside from the kind of urban environs. Everything else is just resources for the city, which is
Yeah.
fine because again, that's the name of the game. Pero it paints a certain picture of the priorities of ancient states, the lived experiences of people. Also,
Right.
Yeah, I
You're
mean,
a,
there's this work I mean, saying that different genres of games present different modes of historiography, and like
yeah,
these types of games, like they present like the great uh person type of history, heroic, I mean,
yeah,
historical conquest, empire, resource management, and there's the games like Assassin's Creed, which present a more social or human element in
hmm
because I mean, in this game, people are statistics or their cannon
yeah.
fodder. I mean, basically.
yeah. Basically, yeah.
Yeah,
You,
people are statistics or pawns that you can move around.
Hmm.
Pretty disposable in the later game, the early game not much. And it's true, unless you fight in a field in a battle in the countryside, and then you see the farms. That's true.
yeah, yeah,
That's true.
yeah. That's yeah. Um, and also, people are then kind of gamified into percentages. Like my favorite's population order. Just people's moods are just numbers that you can
Yeah.
change.
Yeah.
And one of the ways to do this is by constructing religious buildings that will give happiness alongside some other things. But note that the Seleucids are portrayed, they're the Hellenic cultural group. They can only construct buildings that are part of that Hellenic cultural group subset, which is very much not how they actually governed. This is a conversation that goes, oof, it started actually 1993 with a publication called From Samarkand to Sardis with Amelie Kurt and Susan Sherwin White, where they basically went, what's the identity of the Seleucid Empire? Is it a Macedonian
Mm,
empire? Is it a Greek empire? Or is it an Achaemenid empire? Could we call it like, what's the identity behind it? And they argued very strongly for an Achaemenid identity. And that's kind of shaped the discourse that's going on right now in Seleucid. Like, what's the identity? What and I think the kind of ground that we're settled in right now and that we're comfortable in, I think it's the right ground, is that it's complicated.
it is
Identity,
complicated.
yeah, people can switch identities, and so can states, depending on where they're ruling, what media that they're using, how they're posturing themselves to a local population. Um,
Exactly.
yeah,
If I can add something, because like it is clear to me and you, I don't know how clear it is to everyone. So the Seleucids are the Seleucid Empire is the part of the empire of the conquest of Alexander, more or less corresponding to what was the Persian Achaemenid Empire beforehand. That gets like is the one that is famous for using elephants or elephants. And they don't like Hellenize in the sense that we would imagine, because it's not like they pick up a uniform monolith of Persian culture. On the
Mhm.
contrary, Persian culture that had expanded from, what is Iran now, was very much an empire that was based on, well, conquest for sure, but also like administration in a very smart sense. So they left local cults, and people could worship their local gods, and they were not forced to worship like the Achaemenid gods first, and then the Greek gods after. And that was actually
Mhm.
one of the strengths of the Persian Empire, which the Seleucids absolutely went on and just jumped on and were like, yeah, that works. So it
If it
is
ain't broke.
right, but it broke. If it ain't broke,
Yeah.
you're not gonna fix it. But it works also because they understood that local cults are also a way to foster social cohesion. So you
Mhm.
keep the cults that make the people happy. So I mean, I understand why, for gaming reasons, they made them into the Greek thing. But then again,
Mhm.
Egypt was just as Hellenized. But in Egypt, you can only worship the Egyptian gods, which is something that we'll probably see. I don't know if they kept that in Rome too. Um, but like,
They have some they differentiated. I think there are
mhm,
some that are like left over.
right.
Yeah.
Right. Also, this like completely disregards like all the syncretic gods that kept like that got like different characteristics from this god from one culture and this god from another culture and put them together. I understand like from a game perspective, you need to oversimplify, but from like
Mhm.
a social historian perspective or archaeology perspective, it's kind of drab, right?
Yeah.
Also, from the map, we are reminded that in all TV or movie depictions of ancient medieval or fantasy cities, is just a city rising
Mhm.
up from a barren landscape, right? Nothing outside the walls, no farms, no surrounding towns, no outdoor defensive works, no
Mhm.
channels. I will it, nothing. It's just poof. They
You
just
get
Looking at
port.
you, Marvel's
You
Eternals.
get a little port.
yeah, exactly. One thing that I remember from this game, now that we're talking about, oh, this is the gaze of the ruler, is that once you develop more trade, you can see the trade cards and the ships going around, but
Mhm.
only for trade. You don't see
Hmm.
people going around their lives and doing that, which is instead something that city builders sometimes do, right? Children of the Nile, you can actually follow your citizens in the city, well, your
Mhm.
subjects in the city. But in this one, you're like even more removed. Like you're not even the ruling class, you are the ruler. You are the
Yeah.
rule.
Yeah, I mean, these types of games also are oftentimes called God games because of the
Mhm,
perspective that you're looking from. I'm not particularly fond of that term because I mean, you are looking at it from sort of the perspective of a god, but you're not enacting the role of a god because you have to build shrines to other
yeah,
deities and
yeah.
worship those. I mean, you are the general, but I mean, it's also because these games, if I remember correctly, like they have their prehistorical roots in like these war games from the, is it 19th century,
Mhm.
like these German Kriegsspiele or something, I think it is, or like, or as you see like in Game of Thrones, like you have this
Mhm.
map and you have the what is it, the little models that
Yes,
move
yes.
around,
And
like
the
this is
little and the little
basically,
Yeah.
pawns that you move around,
yeah,
right?
like those are basically the forerunners of this. So I think it's more useful to look at them from that perspective rather than as a
Mhm.
god or something, unless of course you're explicitly playing like a mythological type thing. But
Yeah.
it's not a god per se.
Yeah. Another very funny thing that these games have is a family tree. So you can keep
Mm.
track, right? It's another thing
Yeah.
that is like very
Hmm.
imperial. So you can keep track of how many children you have, who's marrying whom, who's not making children, who is, you know.
Hmm.
I think that you can see it in the faction.
I think you think this might be no. There it is.
There
Yeah,
you
you're
go,
right.
family
Yeah.
tree. There you
Oh
go.
my God.
They're
The
off. Yeah, they're
images for the children. They're like, oh Jesus Christ.
Yes, thank you, Daniele. So in Rome 2, of which we will talk next week, and next week is going to be Romance languages only because Alex is not going to be with us, so it's going to be chaos.
Yeah.
We will play Rome 2.
Wild gesticulation so much.
A lot of flailing. I need to get better before that. The Ptolemies have temple only for Greek gods, not even Serapis or not even Isis, which is ridiculous because if there was someone who was worshipped during the Hellenistic period, it was Isis and Serapis, and our good boy Hermanubis. So it is questionable. But in this, even for the children, they chose the Roman portraits, like the children with those terrible curses, like Shirley Temple, but like on drugs.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
For
Horrid.
the male children, and for the female ones, it's like, hey, it's okay.
Yeah,
Um,
you see, but the
yeah,
demon spawn
the
of
demon
the
spawn,
for the
and
male line.
all your family members have traits, and some are slightly problematic. You can get, you can get the good ones, and then you can get the negative ones. Among the negative ones, it's like one of the first English words I had to look up because I did not know what that meant, is catamites. And I was like, wait, what? Yeah. Yeah. So don't Google that, like, for legal reasons.
Yeah,
Again. Like,
I mean,
the secret on.
that ship has sailed. Yeah, it's a little, it's how can we say, it's the very imperialistic in the sense that everyone, like, everyone's duty is to make babies, right? So you need to conquer and you need to make babies, and that's it, right? And if you don't, you're made fun of, which is something that they kept doing also for medieval too. And I mean, yes, I understand, ha ha ha, early 2000, ha ha ha, this person is not making children because they like, other things, but Jesus Christ, right?
mm.
What the fuck? Talk about historical erasure, right?
Yeah.
I mean, raging pansexual Alexander would not be pleased with this. Right? Also, yeah, no, go for it. I mean, I see that you're attacking the
Yeah.
Egyptians.
Yeah, naturally. So, I mean, there's 6 Syrian wars. I might as well start one.
I mean, yes. So,
Historically, there are 6 Syrian wars.
We
I mean,
should have a couple of histories to go.
yeah.
This is one of the things. I mean, so 270 BC. So Lucas has kicked the bucket. Well, he was assassinated by Ptolemy Keraunos, with the older brother of Ptolemy II. He sought refuge.
Keraunos means lightning bolt.
Mm.
Yeah,
That's
it
a
also
cool
means
nickname.
asshole.
It is.
No,
Well,
yeah,
I mean, La
Isn't
vita
it
va
one of
tempesta. Anyways.
but it's fine. But yeah, so now you're playing Seleucus's dear son, Antiochus the First. He's a faction leader. He's a good commander. He's got command talent. He's religious, and he's a skilled bureaucrat. All these things, I think, are salient characteristics for him. He's an incredibly dynamic figure. Seleucus made him kind of co-king of the eastern portion of the empire very smartly, I think, to kind of assure that, once he eventually then there would be a smooth transition naturally for Antiochus the First, and it did happen that way. There wasn't that much inner schism for at least in the immediate transference of power. You don't have, better than Alexander. In any case, the empire continued on for a while.
The bar is on the floor.
Yeah. So yeah. And this region right here, Coile, Syria, and Phoenicia, was fought over almost generationally. Really,
I was thinking, I can't think of a time where they weren't just bickering over that, and Cyprus.
Yes. Between the Seleucids and the Ptolemies, because Ptolemy the First kind of did a little sneak and garrisoned that region before Seleucus could kind of get the empire rolling on his end, and he kind of just went in there. Ptolemy, very sneaky, very smart person, and he came over and garrisoned it, and then didn't give it back afterwards. And then that became kind of a thing. Hey, you should probably go and do something in Coile, Syria, and Phoenicia, kick the teeth of the Ptolemies. That's what Seleucus would have done.
Right. So, what would Seleucus do?
Yeah,
come take it. Yeah,
Come take
exactly.
it, yeah.
Take it. But yeah, it is. But it's also like historically accurate to just have people fighting over cities that are important for trade and controlling access to resources, and some of the few very fertile parts of the whole land. Like, I mean, historically, that region has always been contended. Right?
Yes.
It's always been taken one way and then from other sides and everything else. I do like that we see, there you go, there's
Mhm.
glass. I saw wine, I think, and paint, right? That's the
Yeah, I'm trying to
tinctures.
see where the little thing for paint is. I might
I
have to
think it's the
explore a little bit
vat.
more though.
I think it's the vat with the, or is that
Yeah,
wine? The
I'll see it
purple.
next turn once
Yeah.
I
Oh,
capture
next turn
the
we'll
right
go. We'll
on.
go in color
Yeah.
inquiry. Yeah. But anyway, so the Seleucids and the Ptolemies were like only two of the many factions that were fighting at the time. And aside from fighting, they also intermarried, which is, I mean, as we all do, um, with our worst enemies. I mean, right? I mean, I have a
Yeah,
son.
naturally.
Yeah.
Naturally, right? Who amongst us? I have a son. You have a daughter. That's just me. And then they kept fighting. So,
Especially
not
in the second century when the Seleucids start to. I think it's not crazy to say it starts to get into a decline phase. You start losing mass swaths. I mean, you don't have Asia Minor anymore. The Romans came in, they kicked your teeth in. They made you sign this treaty where basically beyond the Tarsus, all this is no longer yours. You can't even recruit mercenaries, although the mercenaries do show up later, so that might not have been super enforced. Either that,
I
or there might have been
mean,
mercenary colonies inside of Seleucid territory.
mhm.
Also, um, and then yeah, these
These
wonderful,
guys,
yeah,
our great
the
guys, these guys had always the coolest names.
the Arsacids, the Parthians.
Exactly, the Parthians. The Romans tried to claim victory over the Parthians several times, but it was never really convincing. The Parthians were one of the few other, let's say, cultures, but with several pinches of salt, that actually
Hmm.
defeated the Romans, destroyed legions, took the eagles, which is something that not many did, and they were damn proud of that. And they also killed one Roman emperor in battle. Well, killed, or defeated and then had him submitted. They poured molten gold into the first tycoon, Crassus, because he was such an asshole that they were like, they didn't know him, and they were like, I hate this guy. Let's just pour some molten gold into his guts. Um, and they're like a fascinating
And they used
enemy,
his
but
head in a play, no, for the Bacchae, in the staging of the
yes,
Bacchae. Yeah,
allegedly, yes.
allegedly,
They
allegedly.
use that, the best prop master of all times, using a decapitated head to portray, well, a decapitated head. So but that also tells us something about them being Hellenized, right? Because they are putting on the stage a Greek
Yeah.
drama, a Greek tragedy.
I mean,
Um,
their coins, a lot of them, because they modeled their coinage after the Seleucids, because monetization happened slowly and irregularly in a lot of the regions that the Seleucids dominated. And you see our socket coinage going, "Hey, we're friends of the Greeks."
yeah, look at that.
On it, just displaying in Greek. There's a lot
Love
that the
it.
sockets do. Yeah. That'll be one of the end chapters, and my dissertation is going to
Mhm.
be looking at that.
But it's true that in this game they're miserable. Yeah, they got the short end of the stick because there's no space. They get like one or two regions, and that's it. There's no other. So there's like,
Technically, they shouldn't even be
they
like
shouldn't even be
this well
here.
organized. Yeah, in the 240s is when you start actually getting them evolving into like the first king starts springing up, and that's when the real wheels start turning for them. But they give them kind of an initial start date later
Mhm.
on. I want to make friends with them though because I really don't
Yeah,
want to fight horse archer spam.
you should
Uh,
get one of their princes. They're very cool. Yeah, one thing that you can do in this game is you can steal generals from other factions, by means of bribery or by means of a daughter. Problematic as you want, but you can do that. If you see a good general from other factions and you have a daughter that is unmarried, you can go and ask them.
hmm.
Also, there's a molten silver story allegedly inflicted on a, I cannot pronounce that word. I'm very sorry. I will not try. By the Mongols. I think it's like a great, like, yeah, you have daughters here, Daniele. That's a great trope. It's like, oh, this person is so rich, but they're also, useless on the battlefield. So the punishment for them is going to be to die by their own real love, which is coin.
Mm,
It's a great thing. Maybe a bit of a waste of perfectly good metal. Like, I want to believe that people did not do that, mostly because it's very impractical, right? Um, But yeah, the good times, the good things.
I just very silently committed a war crime. As you were-
For legal reasons, this is
I told you this game informed the horrible person I currently am.
I
Did you
just
kill the whole population?
I might have. It was a lot of money. This is one of the things also.
great explanation.
Yeah, this is one of the things also is that the game rewards you, and you feel gross for perpetuating this cyclical thing. The game rewards you. It's one of the things that like how do we convey the realities of mass slaughter or mass enslavement when it's reduced to the press of a button and you
Yeah.
don't really see
Yeah.
the humanity. I mean, I just pressed the button. You kind of you
Mhm.
can't hear it in the stream, but
Yeah,
you
they
kind of hear
yell.
like
Yeah.
I mean,
but like
yeah. I mean, this game was released 2004, so that this is like
yeah.
very very early stages of game research. But so this is like
Mhm.
before the big wave of games induce violence or desensitize our children to perform massacres and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it is a, I mean, but then again, like warfare today is kind of like that. Like you push a button and yeah,
Yeah, basically,
turn
yeah.
off your rockets.
Yeah,
um,
good, clear victory. But look at those people being unhappy. Here's the thing: the people are unhappy if a general is not there or if an army is not in the city, and then they're generally okay.
Yeah.
Which is
It also there might not be a lot of people left. Yeah, I didn't see the pre me hitting that button population.
yikes.
Well, they're probably not happy with me. Actually, there is I think it's settlement settlement details.
Yes, it is. It
for
is.
you. Culture penalty. What culture are? I
Are
guess
we
I have a
talking?
population that's non-Hellenic.
Probably because they were technically Egyptian until 5 minutes ago. Um, so
They ain't anymore. Yeah, it's just immediate. You also get a
earlier in
huge
our
bonus
past.
in the immediate turn that you conquer a
Yeah.
territory. It's
Yeah.
kind of a
And you also need to put your own temples up instead of their temples, which is something that always drove me mad because that's
Mm.
not cost effective, right? Just
Yeah.
like do you get the metal back after you've melted someone's inside? You should because it's valuable. Why would you,
Oh, be
you know?
friends with me. Yes. I
Oh,
I don't wanna fight horse archers with a phalanx. It's horrid.
that's true. That's true. So
Yeah,
see,
we can
you
be
can
friends.
offer that. And if you have an available son or daughter, and they have the correspondent, unfortunately, sadly, binary thing, you can actually
mm,
arrange marriage. And then and you can also inherit their territories if they don't have any other heir, which is incredible.
Hmm.
It's so you need
Yeah.
to know. Oh, the Pontus.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's go.
The kings of Pontus were buddy with the Seleucids. The Mithridates the Sixth. I forget what
The kings of
grandmother.
Pontus
They
were,
Seleucid princess. They intermarried also.
I mean,
Yeah, Armenia,
unsurprisingly,
sure.
trade rights, the Armenians. Yeah,
Everybody
let's
loves
go.
me. This is the you in Rome too. The start for the Seleucids is even worse because they introduced the vassal system in Rome too. They also
Mm.
expand all the way to Bactria.
You have
Uh,
that giant,
Yes.
giant swath of territory.
Yeah, the problem is that all your vassals fucking hate you at the beginning of the thing, which isn't totally historically a thing. Like, I mean, there were inside rebellions, but like, also didn't start with immediate hate the minute that you're like introduced into the Seleucids. You're just immediately
Feels like
inundated
I
with
hate
people
them.
that are pissed. They all secede, which it's not how that worked around that time. Pero it makes the game at least much more challenging to the
Oh, yeah.
player.
Yeah. If you start with no Roman factions, everything is more difficult to begin with.
mm.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons, because they kind of want you. I mean, in this game, unless you do the text modification, you have to start with one of the three Roman factions, so you can commit genocide in
Mhm.
Gaul, in Greece, or in Carthage. You can choose your genocide, right? Because
Yeah,
that's-
and it's color coded too. You
Yeah,
get
it's
to be red,
color-coded.
blue, or green genocide.
Exactly. So you can choose, like, each of the Roman faction really hates another faction, But also in these, I think that one of the missions for the long campaign is destroy this other faction. And I want to say that for the Seleucids, it's the Egyptians,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. It makes
Exactly,
sense.
right. Um, it makes sense that they would hate one another. I mean, unfortunately, my beloved kingdom of Pergamon, well, at this point, did not exist yet for another 80 years.
You're a Greek city state or
I
whatever the
love
heck the
them.
Greek
I
is. Yeah.
love them. I love them so much.
I have my
Um,
eyes on them, but the problem is that the Greek towns in Asia. Well, actually, Pergamon's relatively lightly garrisoned because Halleck are now. Oh, wait,
oh,
where's? No,
oh,
because the army's like parked right outside. I'm
oh,
building
that's
up
right.
my
Yeah, they're
yeah.
just sitting there. Yeah,
Sardis
I mean,
was kind of one of the main. It's for the Seleucids. You don't really get like a big capital. I mean Antioch, but they don't really have like a center point. The Seleucid kings would. It was an itinerant kingship. They would be on the
very
move.
Persian,
Yeah, they would
very
be on the move
Persian.
from city to city because if you stay in one place, red flags pop up everywhere else in the periphery. So one of the ways to kind of account for that is that the Seleucid king would move town to town, visit different. You would have these cities. Antioch was kind of one of the main anchor points, very much intended in northern Syria. But Sardis was really one of the ones, the one of the main anchors for the Seleucids in Asia Minor.
Mhm.
Um, so I'm right now thinking because I really just want to push into Egypt because so
I
I'm
mean,
trying to recruit as much as
there's also those bonuses that you can, that you can get if you
yeah.
conquer Egypt, and you get the one pyramid.
I'm just gonna
Oh
levy
yeah.
pikeman spam.
Yeah, I think that next week it is only fair that then we will play with Ptolemaic.
That
I
makes sense.
think
Yeah.
It would make sense. Or we
The
can
other
play with
side of
Rome.
the
We'll
coin.
see. Yeah, no, we're gonna. You know what? We're
Mm.
gonna roll a dice, and whatever comes out, we're gonna play.
Mm.
we're gonna let the gods decide. Um, well, it should be easy taking a third century army against an 18th century Bronze Age army. Yes, yes, yes. That's usually what Egypt gets, which is the short end of the stick. For there you go. See, one of your
Oh,
Evil
daughters
husband.
just turned of age,
perfecto.
and this 41-year-old dude wants to marry her. So you need to be very
Hmm.
strategic.
He's got
In
some good perks. He's not bad.
He's good. He's just old, but if she's young, then
Actually, yeah. What age is Dione? Let me
he can
see.
still make babies. So
Let's see.
oh
There
no,
she
she was
is. Oh, she's
26. Okay,
26.
that's
Oh,
good.
okay. That's not
That's good.
creepy.
Oh, one of
Usually,
your
it's
one of your
much more
boys
creepy.
also came of age. Look at him.
My lad,
Your lad. Is it Antiochus? Is it
Clytus.
Oh,
It's not Greek pronunciation. I just wanted. It sounds like Cletus.
well, Cletus.
Yeah.
Also the lame Meritic elephants. That's true. That's true.
This is
Uh,
the like kids of Antiochus. The Seleucid naming conventions are at least better than the Ptolemies. You
Where
at least have
everyone's
more
Ptolemy.
than one name. So it's not like Ptolemy the 80th by the end, pero it's either Antiochus or Seleucus. You get some Demetriuses in there, but not many. The second century, because you have a lot of questionable Seleucids. You get like your Alexanders get popped up there. You get a Diodotus. He's one of my
I mean,
favorites, but he's a usurper. If we follow Boris Krubazik's terminology, which I very much do.
mhm.
Um, but
Yeah,
yeah,
were the naming conventions like there's this pool of names and we're gonna use all of
mm.
them, or is it just we're gonna have name, nickname?
oh, like the epithet. Yeah, the epithet. Or what do you mean?
So like would like if you had a son, would you call your son like your dad?
Yeah, there was that kind of like retrojection back into the
Mhm.
very limited pool of naming conventions. It's kind of a way to also denote legitimacy and lineage,
Mhm.
right?
Right,
If you get
right.
a weird name, some people did have embraced weird names. Like Diodotus gave it Tryphon, and he was like, I'm more emulating after Alexander than Seleucid kings and stuff like that. So there was a lot of meaning in a name. Let's go with that. But right now, I'm just trying to do my military build up so I can just steamroll, hopefully, the Ptolemies. and reclaim rightful Seleucid territory.
Fair. We also have Ptolemy, Ptolemy, or Ptolemyist.
Yeah.
Great. Ptolemy
Good-
last
good
after
point.
Actium. Very true. Thank goodness for the nicknames. That's true. And also for the girls, Berenike, Arsinoe, and Cleopatra.
Mhm.
You know, the great classics. I mean, the thing that I really like about the Attalic dynasty is that it's like 3-4 generations, and they're all named Attalos or Eumenes. And
We
that's
have
it.
an Attalus somewhere. Oh, yeah. I'm surprised my dog is firmly asleep. My dog's name is Attalus. I'm surprised
Attalos!
I didn't wake him up. But I think one of our diplomats is named Attalus. and I think
Your
he
dog would have been a better leader than the last Attalus. Anyways, not that I hate him, but the bastard. But anyways, no, Attalus the third, like literally probably a bastard. Very questionable paternity, because when it was thought that Eumenes the second, who was a great man, had died, his wife promptly slept with his brother, and then surprise, surprise, Eumenes was alive. And the woman was pregnant. So
There's
questions.
a lot of like drama
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the courts of Hellenistic monarchs, and
Oh
Roman and
yeah.
Greek historians love to write about it, which is probably why we
Yes.
have so much of it.
Yes, exactly. And
Um,
like, and I'm ready to believe that none of that is true, but it's such a funny thing. It's such a funny story.
and the stories
Also,
are so
also,
nice.
yes, the no
They're
parents would forget the name of the heir in those dynasties. That's true. Zero confusion. That's fair. That's fair. I mean, it also happens in Roman households, right? If you have 4 daughters, they all have the same name. So you gotta, you
mhm.
know, if you have children, it depends. Oh, yes, exactly. You know, Ptolemy, dinner's ready. All of them show up. 101 Ptolemies.
Oh, we need that remake of the Dalmatians movie now.
Also, Attalos Wheel, top 10 anime betrayals. That's very true. But was it, first of all, was it really his wheel? Second of all, was it a very stupid move? I think not. Like, I mean, the dude had issues with his mother and flowers, but
He could see. He could also
really,
see the way that the tables
really,
were turning.
the things were going exactly.
Yeah.
Also, yes, for Roman girls, prima, secunda, tertia. Yeah, exactly. Like you call all of them. Thank goodness we don't have those naming conventions anymore. Otherwise, I would have the feminine version of my dad's name, which is the name of one of the days of the week. So that would, because that's how he was named, because they had run out of boys' names because he was the
Oh,
seventh. So they're like,
Hmm.
how are we calling this guy? So sometimes, and they also had run over like names of fathers and forefathers. So that's that's when you get the dynastic issues, and then you gotta go with Demetrius and other things.
Let's do
No,
Dionysus. People like
oh,
these are the three choices that you can do for your Hephaestus, Dionysus, and Asclepius.
Asclepius. I
mhm.
mean, Daniele, my father's name is Domenico because he was born on a Sunday. They were like, well, surely we can call him like the saint of the day. Nope, Santa Chiara, female. Nope, they couldn't call him Chiaro, so they had to call him Domenico. So
That's
there were issues there.
I mean, in Greece as well, like there's like Kyriaki like is same name for Sunday. Like it's a very common name, and
Yeah.
like Paraskevi, it was just Friday as well.
Mhm.
But then they shorten it to like Eva or Avi or something like that.
Yeah. Also, David, 6 generations of Marianos in a row. Jesus,
Wow.
Jesus Christ. My family is a lot of Giuseppe, a lot of Giovanni, a lot of Giovanna as well. So it's there's not a lot of variety in there.
What do you
So
want? What do you want? Egypt?
Egypt
Why are you
is
breaking
up to no
they
good.
crashed the game? The Ptolemy. I hear. I mean, the sound is
They're
going.
really
But
up to no good. Oh, can you send spies though? Do you have spies that you can send in
yes,
Egypt so we
I
can?
sent it. I sent him. I think to Parthia to make sure that they're not going to
Oh yeah, yeah,
backstab
right,
me.
right. That they're not up to bad
Yes,
shit.
the
Which
threat
is
of horse
also,
archers.
yeah, it's also very
Um,
Hellenistic. So so
Did
backstabbing.
did the game crash or something?
No,
it's not crash. It's
sometimes
frozen. Yeah.
Oh, from yeah.
it takes time when one
Yeah.
faction is doing something.
All right.
The Ptolemies are trying to figure out the best way to fuck with me. So they're
The Ptolemies are like using the cheats.
yeah.
Actually,
This
there's,
was le-
there's a real person at the other side of the screen just thinking, "What am I gonna do now?" Like at the other side of the ATM, like it's the same thing. Like there's a person.
and this real person is actually one of the Ptolemies.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
I mean,
If this was later on, they'd be complaining to the Romans that the Seleucids are being mean to us,
but
which is what happened
mom,
later on.
mom, the Seleucids are stealing shit
Yeah, I mean,
again.
you have the horrid day of Eleusis, right? Where Antiochus the Fourth is at the very outskirts of Alexandria, about to take what is the crown jewel of the Ptolemaic throne, and then you have a Roman delegation with some old fart coming in the Senate that no one else wanted to go, so they sent the old fart, and he came over and he's like, you're gonna stop it.
Yeah, they're like, no,
Stop
no,
it.
no.
And then I'm gonna draw, and then the antagonist is like, okay, give me like a second. I'm gonna talk with my bros, my philoi, which is the friends of the king. It's actually a very important kind of system that they have there. He's like, oh, let me talk with them. And the Roman delegate, because he knew he didn't want him to talk to his friends because the friends might counsel him, like, no, you should just steamroll
Yeah,
into
just
Alexander.
kill everyone.
He did the draw a circle in the sand, and I want your decision before you leave this circle in the sand. Which is very okay. I think the Ptolemies actually managed.
The Ptolemies have crashed the game. We hate them. Thank you, Ptolemy.
Yeah, I think they managed to do it, but it's weird because I
Is
still
there-
hear
is
the
there
audio and
autosave?
everything. But yeah, there's a load game. Yeah, I can just load the game.
Okay, that works.
Long Paul Duré in the chat is saying Ptolemies are googling Room 1 best strategies.
I mean, yes, probably.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the strength of the Ptolemaic army in. Are the Brutii now gonna crash the game?
I mean, who knows? You know that you can skip going to see the other factions, right? Like it will just.
Is it actually doing that? Is it doing movement? Because I can't. I thought that was only when you could see them through the fog of war. Like
yeah, but they're still moving around.
Okay. Let me see if I can.
Yeah,
I have skipped.
Oh, there you go. Okay,
yeah.
so I don't know. I mean, we can wait. If they're crashing, I mean, someone's always gonna make a mess, right?
Yeah, because here's the spacebar, right, to quicken movement of armies.
Yeah.
So I'm hitting the spacebar just to see, but
just in case. The House of Bruti, which in Italian they were the Cornelii, the Corneli, right? They hate Greeks, and they want to kill all of the Greeks. It's like mood.
Well, yeah, they give them all like little personality quirks. Like the Julii fucking hate the Gauls so much.
They hate the Gauls. Yeah, my grandfather also hated them before they gouge out his eyes. I'm like, well, yes, also mood.
David in the chat says Ptolemies know they have the cheats for the game somewhere, but their library is huge.
If they wait 100 years, there's going to be another huge library in Pergamon with their own patents registered right in implement, the Pergamene. Allegedly.
Antioch also had this is one of the things, right, with the discourse about the I guess the popular discourse around the Library of Alexandria is the people in the memes and the jokes, they see it as this watershed moment of a loss of knowledge that's irrevocable. No, it was a relatively minor thing, and there's also a bunch of other libraries.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the Hellenistic kings love libraries. It was a cultural flex on their part.
Yeah,
Antiochus had one in Antioch.
And there was one in Pergamon. They were, hey, hello. Also, Purple Pants. Which new translation of Metamorphoses? Who translated that? Who is the author?
Yeah, I did see there was a new. It's a very nice cover, I think, but I didn't remember the author name. It's like this very reddish thing.
Oh, talk to me about it.
Yeah, because there was also I've seen two. Because there's also is it Emily Wilson, her Iliad translation?
She's working on it. She's working on the Iliad.
Yeah, because I saw that cover has also been around.
Really, really, really. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait for her translation of the Odyssey. Made me fall in love with the poem again, like all over.
I think is it the one by Stephanie McCarter?
Stephanie McCarter.
Yeah. It's that I'll put it in the chat.
Oh, incredible! Fantastic! I'm also very glad to see more women translating, which is something that happens a lot in Italy. And then when Emily Wilson's translation came out, I was like, oh, the first one to translate it in English, and I was like, hello, Rosa Calzecchionesti in Ity did it, like in the 1900s.
The Anglo, English
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
I
superiority of
know.
English.
And yes, Wilson's is coming out this year, and I cannot fucking wait. Um, I love it. I was actually talking to some friends who have never read the poems. I was like, "Oh, which translation should I use?" I was like, "Let me give you my copy of Wilson's translation of the Odyssey, and then wait like a few months, and we're gonna be able to read the Iliad, and you're gonna love it or hate it. It depends if you don't like Achilles. But great translations. Like if yeah, yeah, incredible.
Should we start
Uh,
with another? Maybe do the Ptolemies because it seems to be soft locked because I can move the map
oh
around and
shite.
everything. But
Oh yeah. Or but yeah, let's do the Ptolemies and hate them. Or we can hate on the Ptolemies next time. And
oh,
see
that's true.
what
Yeah, yeah. I
see.
can very quickly as the conversation goes.
Yeah,
And we
yeah.
were
See
like
if
on
it.
turn 3 because we talked a lot,
Mm-mm-mm.
and I'm not a good person. I can't
Thank you
multitask.
for the link. Also, does the Antioch library decline without Seleucid patronage, or does it last into the Roman period? This is a question that I'm not allowed to respond. Well, I'm not equipped to respond to, but I think Eduardo will know.
Wait, what was that question again? I'm sorry, I was
Ooh,
looking at
no, it's
the.
okay. If the library of Antioch declined without the patronage of the Seleucids, or it lasted into the Roman period.
I think it did, but I'd have to look. I have to. There's a it came out in 2020, but I forget the name of it. There was a really great book on Seleucid literary production. Kind of an album because we have a lot with Ptolemaic literary production, right? Because they what's his damn face, Telemachus.
I love Callimachus. Don't talk shit about my horse,
Yes, I
Callimachus.
like him as well.
I like
Oh
him
my
as
god.
well.
Oh
That
my
was
god.
it was Seleucid posturing. I had to.
Mhm.
Pero we don't have. I don't think there's any mention of it not being around, and a lot of other Seleucid institutions continued on in Antioch into the Roman period. I mean, heck, you have Libanius. Uh, what is like 600 years after the foundation of Antioch, writing about like Antioch's history from its famed foundation and everything. You have coins of Hadrian showing the foundation myth of Antioch under Seleucus. Seleucus was sacrificing in a nearby mountain, asking Zeus, "Hey, where am I going to found the city?" As people are wont to do. And the story goes that an eagle swooped down, picked up the sacrificial meat, and threw it into the place, and that was said to be the place where Zeus commanded Seleucus to found Antioch.
Always a
Um,
classic.
yeah, good old. It's a good question. I don't know off the top of my head, but again, I don't remember anything about the destruction, so I imagine it'd have to still be around. Um, yeah, have to look into. I forget what the title of the book was. Maybe he goes into it. Martin Fisher. What is it called? It'll come to me eventually.
In a dream.
It's the prophetic dream or something like that.
Let's see. Let's see. Uh, 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 uh.
It's called like
Okay.
Seleucid literature in the Seleucid or something like that. 2020. I forget the name of the author off the top of my head, but I've used it a lot. It's a very good book.
See if I can find it.
Okay. Well, Wikipedia says some historians cast doubts that it was ever actually destroyed. So, you know.
Sure.
Is it Beyond Alexandria Literature?
Yes,
Empire
yes, Beyond.
There you go.
Empire by Maren Visser.
Martin Bishop. Thank you. I think I said Martin. I think the Seleucids are cursed in this playthrough, by the way, because it's stopping on the
crashing
exact
again?
same one.
Ooh.
Let me try the Ptolemies. Let me just try.
Yeah, let's try. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, this is a weird.
Thank you.
Yeah, but that book is really because we don't have. This is one of the huge difficulties in Seleucid studies is that a lot of your documents, these literary attestations, are from outsiders looking in. Like most of the stuff for the Seleucid army is through Polybius or Livy or Polyaenus. You don't have insular literary records for the Seleucids because they don't exist. It's piecemeal. You can kind of see like Strabo talks about Berosus or stuff like that, talks about these different authors that were around, but we just don't have their works, and they kind of get cannibalized by later Greek and Roman authors for their own, and they get cited. And that's it's like you deconstruct it based on citations.
But thank goodness we have those citations. Like, thank
Yeah.
goodness to all those very boring people who cited other shit from other
Yeah, God bless
people.
them.
Like,
Yeah.
we love them. We love
They
that
would
for
have
them.
so many fragmentary historians that we would just have no damn clue that they even
Thebes
existed.
is a little too up north. Just
Everything's a little
smidge.
Yeah, just a little.
squished.
Thebes is on the side of Abydos.
I will sheepishly admit I have never actually played the Ptolemies in all my long years of.
They are underwhelming. A lot underwhelming. But you can look at the family tree and have a good laugh because everyone's Ptolemy, probably.
No.
Oh, all right. Oh no, they gave like very Egyptian names, which is not something that the Ptolemies would have done. So yeah, we have some very classical Egyptian names, like name of the god Hotep, so theophoric names. We have
Yeah.
Kia, we have Ptahotep, and we have also Kia is a feminine name, but that's a dude. So
Hmm.
okay, gender
Oh,
doesn't matter
there's
for
an
the Egyptians.
Arsinoe. There's an
There's an
Arsinoe.
Arsinoe,
Yeah.
that's great.
Eurydice,
Eurydice,
yeah.
right. Merire, okay.
Yeah.
Ahmose, ooh, that's an interest. That's a heavy name to carry. Merire, okay.
At least
okay,
they're
I can see
like.
that.
At least the kids look less demonic. The
The kids are
male,
slightly,
the
the females are oof. Still kind of
so they get that going for them. I have a fleet now.
Yeah, well, we
But
got
the
Cyprus.
Seleucids are never
yeah.
a naval power. I mean, they had a navy. We know very little about their navy because, again, we just don't have a lot of documents. We do have an inscription from Sidon. Actually, I just wrote about this. An inscription from Sidon. I think it's in under Antiochus the Fourth. So let's say 2nd century. Let's say like 160, something like that. Where there's an enclave of Sidonians living in another city. And they sent a proposition to Antiochus going, hey, can you give us a break on our taxes? Because our grandfathers fought for your grandfather and they did a naval service. They actually say Nautikenkeia, and they performed naval service. So there was a thing. There was a Seleucid fleet, but certainly not to the extent that the Ptolemies flexed their naval power. They dominated lack of a better word, this area. So I'm going to use that to my advantage now that they actually give me a fleet and see about this hodgepodge of an army that I have. I don't get phalanxes. No, how do I get phalanxes? I guess the barracks and I have to... Actually, when do you get phalanxes as the Ptolemies?
Later.
Much
later in the game,
crazy.
I think later in the game.
That's crazy. Why? Oh. I like my men with pointy sticks too much. I like having that anchor. Well, I will make do, I guess. At the very least, I can tax them to high heaven.
Someone is using power tools outside the window, so let's go. Anyways, I mean, there's always something happening outside of these windows. It's a great place to live.
Sounds like it.
Could we not? Oh boy.
Actually, I don't hear it that much.
I also I heard like a horn or something, but that was it.
Okay, yeah, that's okay. That happens.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Again, so you foresaw that someone,
Yeah, I mean, your seer powers are starting to rub off after 2 years of streaming.
You're missing the volume on this. Just say "Mighty General" 8,000 times, and you will have successfully replicated my turn. I think it's with my game now.
Oh. Oh.
Let me try to restart the game. Then.
Yeah, probably try to restart the game. Let's see if
that's so weird. I've never.
That is a weird thing.
Like that.
But good thing is we can continue the one where we had already committed war crimes.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, like some semblance of accountability.
Yeah, you have to live with it now.
Oh God, to brave. Okay. Oh, we had a quote from Lycurgus there.
What a sentence, Long Paul Julius says. Yeah, these are like things that you only hear when people are playing video games. I hope.
One hopes.
That disclaimer. All right. is the exact same point.
Okay.
Oh wait.
Dude, yes. God bless the
Okay.
Total War AI.
Oh, yes. Oh,
What?
they want us to become a protectorate? Get
Oh
fucked.
wait. Oh yeah. Get fucked. No, I thought it was. I thought that they wanted to be. Oh no. Yeah. No. What? I have phalanxes. Let's see here. Okay, so
Okay,
now
well,
I can steamroll
I
them
mean,
effectively. I should have done that.
so the chat is asking, did any of these cultures have a concept of war
That's
crimes?
interesting.
Nah.
I
Nah.
mean, or did they like
I
the
mean,
concept of
I
okay.
like
mean,
honor on the battlefield or something like that you don't
Okay.
break?
Mm,
Like,
uh,
were there rules to like war? I don't know anything about that.
but you
I
could
mean, I
break them
can think of
almost
like,
immediately, also because war,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like,
I can think of like several generals from like from Rome, from Egypt, from anywhere, like committed what we would now call genocide, like Caesar in
Yeah.
Gaul.
Alexander and
Didn't have a
Tyre.
problem with that.
Yes.
Alexander entire. Yeah, I don't think as we understand the concept today. No.
Yeah, there's no like
I mean,
Geneva conventions or
Mm.
anything like that. No.
yeah, like Amunhotep II, like burning 250 people alive in a ditch, and bragging about it, and then like displacing like some 10,000s of people because he could, because it was a dick measuring context. Even like, I mean, the things that are like kind of frowned upon, at least in Rome, is like when you get proscription lists
Hmm.
under Marius and Sulla, and then these bands of like basically SWAT teams, once again my door, go like in town and just kill people that are on the list on site and take all their stuff. But that's frowned upon because it's like disrupting the life. Like, you're not supposed to be armed inside of Rome, you're not supposed to wear weapons
Yeah.
inside the city of Rome.
Mm.
It's also very violent. It's like, but like, if it's violence that you cannot really see in the city, it's usually not frowned upon by much. When and especially in case of sieges, violence is one of the things that some generals actually encourage their troops to do once they breach the gates. Is like free for all, you go. So, for instance, during the siege of Mozia in the 3rd century BCE, the tyrant of Syracuse, Dionysius, whatever, a
One of
tyrant,
them, yeah.
went to Mozia, yeah, sieged the island. Mozia is an island. He besieged the island with triremes, also dragging some of them. It was a Phoenician, well, a Carthaginian island. They put up quite a resistance. Once the walls was breached, carnage, absolute carnage, and all the Greeks that were inside the city of Mozia were crucified. They were not offered, any good conditions. They were not killed mercifully. They were actually crucified because I mean, fuck you, you're Greek and you live in there. Fuck you, you're gonna die screaming. So, no, I don't think they had a concept of human rights and war crimes.
They could realize, but like they could realize like the gravity of
Yeah.
thing. I mean, that's why like the Trojan women and all that. Like,
yeah, they were very aware of the horrors of war. But that's because it could happen. I think, like, it also because it could happen to anyone, right?
Yeah.
It's not like you're never going to be touched by
the thing
war.
with like enslavement, right? Is enslavement could
Yeah.
happen like that. Yeah, to you in ancient life, and yeah.
Apparently, there was a book in 2016 called "The World History of War Crimes from Antiquity to the Present." So, if you want to know more,
Lovely. Yeah, there is that.
You notice I am hardcore cheesing this.
Wow.
As the kids would say.
Look at you.
Because they betrayed me. Oh, they're retreating.
Oh my God. Oh, the Parthians.
Fuck off. Leave me alone with your scary horse archers. The good thing is
go back.
They can't siege.
Go. Exactly, because they have no siege engines. Like, no siege units, so no weapons. So they're like, they just have.
If they know what to stream, they're like, you have to be entertaining. so you must go out. Damn it.
I'm like, no, because if we go out, we're gonna get killed.
They have cataphracts. The Seleucids also use cataphracts.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they a lot of the Seleucid cavalry corps was recruited from Media, so the upper extremities in Mesopotamia, and they use them to great effect, especially with the phalanx. Right, you have the anvil that is the phalanx, where you just crash against the wave of pointy men with, and then your cavalry, because the Seleucid cavalry was so good, the plan was to have them kind of get around and exactly. Anvil and Hammer. That was the name of the game. But they seem to be wanting to just chill outside. So for the sake of the stream, I'm going out.
For the sake of the stream, okay, we're going out, and we're gonna see the famous Parthian. Yeah, we're gonna see the Parthian cavalry in action. Actually, the Parthian cavalry was a pain in the ass for everyone.
Yes, which is why I don't want to fight them.
Exactly.
Especially since I don't have any light. I mean, I have a general's.
Skirmish. I mean, you have some light cavalry. Oh, with the hats. I love the hats.
They're actually, I think these are relatively mid to heavy. These are supposed to be like companionish cavalry. They're not called that. There's just a general's bodyguard. Everybody gets a general's bodyguard in these games. It's a very good riding hat that you see a lot in coins also. Very Macedonian riding hat that they have going on. No, it's not the Petasos. I forget what the name of it is, but you see it in coins all the time, especially in Bactrian coins, because the Bactrian kings, there are a lot of equine or equestrian imagery to them, especially. I'm just sending my peltas out to try to tease them that, hey, the gate's open, but they seem to be just, will they do anything?
They're just
very patient.
It's also Total War AI. Like, it's not the best.
Yeah, it's not the best
20
AI.
years old.
Yeah.
But even like Total War Warhammer, the one that I play religiously, Creative Assembly has not had a stellar way of kind of getting the AI to work around the framework of their game.
Yeah, maybe they got lost. Also, David in the chat is saying that actually horrors of war were sometimes displayed quite literally to make a good epic moment after a victory, so not like from a human approach. That's true. Although, if you read, I mean, the tragedies are a thing, on its own because poetic sensibilities. But like, even if you look at like monuments, like even in art, like some moments of like some horrors of war are represented in art, and like sometimes I ask myself, how would people see that? Like, would they be like, yeah, let's go team, or would it be like, oh, yikes, right? And some things are definitely oh my god, condemned, like small Ajax raping Cassandra in the temple. That's absolutely condemned. But it's mostly because it's in the temple. Like, the problem is not the assault. The problem is like it's in the temple and she's like clinging to the statue of Athena, and there's like, oh well, if it had happened outside, then it was his right to do it. But since she's clinging to a statue, that's a critical. So it's like,
why is it going so fast?
It's a lot of problems. Oh my god! Did you just?
Yeah, good old Total War AI charging cavalry right into
the spears.
Yeah, incredibly light Parthian horse archers straight into.
Would horses just charge into a wall of spears? This is me not being a horse girl.
No, I mean, you don't want to. Like,
right?
I don't think, but one of the things is, right, you have the Napoleonic formations of the square formations, and that's one of the things that horses do not want to charge into. Right? So I think the same thing has to account similarly to some extent for spears, but even then, if you were a seasoned general, you do not want to send. This is what happens if you remember that show Time Commanders, where they had like average, I think it was a BBC Two show in the early 2000s, where they had just regular people that were like grocers and stuff. And like, oh, we're going to have you be an ancient general and recreate a battle and try to win it. And they use Rome Total War, but they didn't call it like a video game. I think they just called it like a simulation. They didn't want to just call it a video game. So they had to like zhuzh it up because it's the early 2000s. So video games are still nerds and stuff like that. And there was a lot of times where they would just charge cavalry straight into like heavy pikemen and stuff like that.
Lines, like
so
that's
the Parthians are being very Parthian-y Very
Yeah, they're running
Arasaki.
away and
Yeah,
pelting
because
you
they
with.
have light horse archers. They want to not engage directly, aside from whatever the heck that charge was. So they're very. I don't know if it's smart, because again, it's the Total War AI, but they're trying to draw me out of formation, and it's working right now because my phalanx. I don't know why the AI is just like not even. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I mean, look at the cataphracts just sitting.
I'll take it. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll take it. I'll take the
We'll
win.
go. We'll go.
If you want to charge your general and not use him, I'm gonna.
Yeah,
Oh
right,
no!
let's-
Just kill that.
They're big, but they're not moving. Oh well, it sucks.
Yeah.
I do love all of this. Oh, now they're moving.
Yeah,
Also,
now they're
Alex, in
doing
the
it. Yeah.
the Battle of the Pelennor Fields, they have the tactical advantage of having Gandalf with like his pharos, you know.
No, but Gandalf is in the city walls when the people of Rohan attack.
That's true. That's
So
true. But they know.
there's the horses.
Oh, but they're going against the sun. Like they are against the sun because they're coming with
yeah,
the
but
rising
they
sun.
they all
But it's
run
also
into the
bullshit.
spheres.
Yeah, and
Fun
they're also
fact,
using
when I
like
was
the thing, the how do you call it? The like they're attacking like in a triangle formation.
it's not a triangle. It's a very. It's more like a rectangle, no, isn't it?
I don't know. I remember them going like one like in a triangle formation. Maybe I misremember, but they're also like going against people orcs with pikes.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Like they're
saying.
ready
Yeah.
for that. It's like, ooh,
Fun
how?
fact, when I was in New Zealand a couple of months ago, we actually went to the Pelennor Fields place where they shot it, and it's
Nice,
pretty.
nice.
It's a bit underwhelming. I also think you're talking about Helm's Deep, okay? I think that is a more triangle like.
Right. If this wins, then I'm good.
I mean, that's
but
why.
this
Well,
is one
if
of the-
this wins, you will be better than Crassus.
This is one of the frustrating things about fighting the Parthians is that
They just
they're heavily
run. They just
cavalry, so
run.
they outmaneuver you, and they assaulted a force that I thought that they weren't going to assault, because they 2 turns ago gave me like their map information and a treaty and a trade right treaty. Just kill the general. Just kill the.
Just kill the damn general. Let's get him.
Oh, yes.
There's a lot of yeah. They're running away.
Oh, the voice guy was like, the enemy general's running away. This is no way for a leader to behave, and it's true.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so yeah, the concept of you need to die on the battle.
It's very Roman
devotio. What's a thing? It's a very Roman thing, like especially when Catilina is even though he's fighting against Rome, they make like someone makes a point of noting that all of his wounds are on the front, so he wasn't running away. He died like facing his enemies. So they're like, well, you gotta give it to him. At least he died properly.
Yeah, I mean, it predates Roman as well. I mean, it's Spartan poetry. You also have that idea.
Oh yeah.
No, it's just saying that devotio is like the thing.
I mean,
but you have you even have Athenian orators telling Philip hey, don't charge headlong into battle because we need you to be alive so you can fight the Achaemenids, because the king is the state. In many ways, no. So the king has to be preserved, but also martial excellence is a thing that the king needs to do also.
Yeah.
So it's this balance of like, you have to survive the end of the battle so that the kingdom doesn't fall apart.
But also you need to fight in the front because
you
we
gotta
need to see
it.
you.
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, that's something the pharaohs did all the time. And at least one of them was mangled in battle. The poor dude. But they had the good taste of sending his body back to his family in that heat. I can't imagine any of that was pleasant for anyone involved. I mean, the dude was mercifully already dead, but but it's a thing, like you need to show that you're like this example of masculinity, and like you're like the strongest, the best, and everything else. Like what if you're not? What if you're
that's a good battle.
Oh boy.
That's
a good battle. Okay, so we're fighting
a solid wall of phalanxes. I think and I have some solid skirmisher cavalry, and I think some mercs also.
We're good with that.
That's
Also, let's remember the Spartan poetry that Alex was citing. I'd rather have a short general with like crossed legs, ugly as fuck, who knows what to do, than a general who looks great
My
but
favorite.
doesn't
There
know
was
what
also
he's
there's the
doing.
Greek word
Which is
for because one of the it's like something about like shaving or basically like yeah, cleaning yourself up, shaving. I forget what the Greek is for it,
yeah,
but it's in that poem. It's like I want a general that like isn't manicured and
yeah,
everything. And when I translated that to
yeah,
my Greek
no.
exactly.
poetry class, I translated that Greek verb. I think I used manscape, and the professor didn't know what manscape
I
was,
like
so I had to
that.
explain manscaping. I said, oh no.
I mean, we don't want a mainscape
Yeah, we
general.
don't want
That's
a general
fair.
who
That's true. Although,
manscapes.
I
You
mean,
want like a seasoned
exactly.
who
Oh,
has to think about the
Exactly.
battlefield.
A
Yeah.
scruffy. You want a
You
for
have to think
every
scruffy
about
one
the
of those,
battlefield.
general. Yeah.
for every one of those manscaping ads on YouTube now, we just have this second
Oh my
ad like saying
god.
Spartan generals hate him, and
Every YouTuber is now sponsored by that Manscaped thing,
mm,
like the Sasquatch or whatever the heck it's called. So everybody's like,
yeah, like you
Oh
just
my
want
I don't
to
god.
want to hear
show.
about you manscaping. Like, I don't want to hear about your bodily habits, you weird
No,
YouTuber person.
but like you want to show
You know,
like you show
exactly.
a YouTube video to your parents, and that's the ad you get. Like it's never like a normal ad or something. It's always that one.
Yeah,
That's why you use ad
that's
And I
blocks.
my laptop has had problems with ad block, so I'm not trying it again. But yeah.
okay.
See, I don't get these, so these ads, so I wouldn't know. But sometimes they're like, oh, and thanks to our sponsor Manscaped. I'm like, Jesus fuck.
I mean,
Just
yeah, the
stop
ad
it.
block doesn't work for like sponsors mentioned in the video.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they need to.
Bad. That's why English is clearly the superior translation language. I mean, sometimes I would agree. So wait, against
The
whom are
Egyptians.
we? And who
We're
are? Well,
against
it's two of
the.
us.
Well, we're transported back in time to the Bronze Age, but we're against the Egyptians.
Well, yeah. So we are in the Bronze Age.
Time
And we
travel?
are against the Bronze Age army of
I got some
Egyptians, which
skirmisher
works.
cavalry, so I'm very happy about that. The only
Nice,
problem is that I
nice.
believe they have bows that can outrange the skirmisher cavalry. Here's
Mm,
Antiochus.
with his
Yes,
hetairoy. Okay,
yes. So I have at
okay.
least 2 regiments of relatively heavy cavalry, and then I have Bedouin warriors.
Oh, yikes! I mean, not yikes for how they're dressed and what they're wearing, but like yikes for
Yeah,
Bedouin.
that's a little odd. But at least
It's a little odd.
well, one of the good things about camels is that camels freak out.
Are they
Horses.
riding
Yeah, camels
dromedaries?
freak out horses,
Do
so
they
they're
have?
a good anti
Yeah,
cavalry unit. The only problem is, well,
that's
let's
good.
see
That's
what. Okay,
good.
so I have heavy pikemen. I have one in the middle because they're pretty
Okay.
good. I also have a mercenary. I have Eastern Eastern mercenaries, nondescript Eastern
Eastern
mercenaries
mercenaries. Okay.
that look exactly like the
They look
Achaemenid
Persian, all right.
infantrymen. Yeah,
They look
yeah.
Persian, all right to
They, but
me.
the, but and also
Although
all
Eastern,
mercenaries have the green color scheme because green for money. I don't know why they made all mercenaries green.
right? Because the
Yeah,
coin, the
yeah, I don't know.
coin. Well, at least they aren't
Yeah,
tribal. They aren't tribal warriors. Well, I mean, yeah. If you played with the barbarians here, they all wear pants and tattoos, and that's it.
yeah.
That's the attire.
Yeah, that's how
Nobody's wearing a
we
shirt. No, that's not
that's
true.
how we in
Some of them do.
Gaul do things. Eh,
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you
that's those are my
Batavians.
ancestors. So yeah,
Your your ancestors, exactly. That's what I mean. I know my Gallic tribes, my German tribes, my Gauls. I hate the Gauls. Um, although my ancestors would say, Greece could rule the world. I mean, what the fuck?
The-
So what Bronze Age
So we
units are we
have some
facing?
Nubian
Let's see.
spearmen, which I guess is their attempt to do a phalanx thing. Yeah, with
With
Nubian
Nubian
spearmen.
spearmen, yeah.
One of the things about there's a okay, so I have slingers. Okay, so as long as
Okay.
okay, so I'm just going to send my infantry forward. They can keep busy the 2 things of the
Hmm.
spearmen, and I'm just going to use my
Exactly.
cavalry as they should be used to mop up skirmishers because they're lightly armed. They can't fight against cavalry at all. So I'm gonna see because they have
Yeah.
reinforcements coming also. So skirmishers skirmish things.
If they have
They
chariots,
do.
I'm going to
They do.
laugh until the end of the days. Oh my god. Oh my god. So the thing with chariots is that chariots are light skirmishers. You don't throw the
Mm,
chariots at people like you see in movies. You just
Mm.
drive them around and throw shit at people right from the chariots. Um
Yeah.
Also, oh, thank you. The Bedouin swords are very much prop department
yes.
scimitars, not just anachronism, but weird looking
Mm.
sword that was never popular in North Africa. Yeah, or in in Western Asia, or anywhere really. But the
Okay.
props. I mean, also the dromedaries, good boys,
I forget how
very
to
good
do
boys. We love them.
the toggle. Well, they're gonna run out of ammunition anyways, but I forgot how to do toggle melee mode. I'm too used to like the new polished UI of like
Mm.
Total War
Yeah.
3,
Mm-hmm.
and now
Yeah.
playing the older games for Total War, you kind of get through the clunkiness of it. But at least I managed to get pretty much everybody that I wanted to defeat from that initial skirmish. I just have to redress.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there they are. Where did they come from?
Oh my god. Why are they doing that? Why are they just going into melee? You don't Oh my god.
Where the
Well,
heck
their
did they
general was
come
killed.
from?
They just
Yeah.
appeared. They just appeared. I mean, I understand that in Egyptian art you see Pharaoh and his chariot trampling things. You're not gonna trample shit with those chariots. They're
Yeah.
light, they're very light. And extremely dangerous to
We
drive.
do have mention of
So
Seleucid kings. Well, in the two mentions that more than a little bit more than two, the two literary attestations that we have of Seleucid forces in combat, there is apparently scythe chariots being used by, I think it's the forces of Antiochus III. But yeah, it's one of those things where we have to reconstruct a lot of the Seleucid army from just whatever the Greek and Roman authors say about them, which is incredibly
say about
problematic
them, yeah, yeah, yeah.
because if you the Achaemenids suffer from this also, right? The Achaemenid army. A lot of what we know about the Achaemenid army is mostly through the lens of like a Herodotus or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is great in some things, but in other things, there's a certain historiographical tropes for historians, very much, especially for Eastern armies. They very much like to see armies as kind of emblematic of the empire. So they go, this is the army that invaded Greece, and then they love going into detail. It's very hard to commentate actually while doing this. But they love going into detail about, here are all the peoples of the empire. So
Well, the people, yeah, I was like, no, that's not how an army works.
they focus on what makes the army composite because they want to do a visual depiction of the empire, but it does little to depict the internal coherency, the internal ways that the army is brought together and actually fights. They don't care about that as much.
Which is it's a pity. It's a pity because like it's Egypt, which is just as oriental, quote unquote, doesn't get the same treatment, right? When you talk about the Egyptian army, you're like, oh, I mean, we know more how it was organized, especially in the Bronze Age. But even later, but you don't get this. Oh, this is a hodgepodge of different people. And it's like Egypt is not a monolith. And like they have mercenaries, and they have they got people from Libya, they got people from Nubia, and even like the people from the extreme north and extreme south are very different, among themselves. Although the equipment may have been sort of standardized, at least for units. But it's with the Persians, and then afterwards the Seleucids, you get this oriental, it's a bunch of it's a bunch of different things, a lot of exotic stuff. It's the 300 thing, right? When you have an army of people who don't mesh with each other and they're just a uniform amorphous bunch of people being thrown at the small, organized, compact, standardized army that was not the Spartan army. So issues, so many issues. Orientalism is with us again.
I'm quickly learning. I have much more respect now for YouTubers that can commentate and do these kind of things at the same time. But I think I've won it. Certainly not emblematic of a perfect battle by any means, but
It works.
This is also one of the things about ancient battles is that more of the casualties are in the retreat, right? Because this is where cavalry shines, that they can just ba 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 ba, just the unrelenting pursuit. Especially more of the casualties occur during the retreat, and now the announcer is just yelling in my ear that the enemy's hearts are full of fear.
Thank you.
They get really into it. Although the best one is the Shogun. Total War One. He's awesome. He just yells at you. He's so excited about every victory that you have. Here the announcers are all right, but nothing beats the. I'm gonna fast forward now because I think
shameful display.
Oh, God bless him. He needs to be brought back. I think they did bring him back. I think for because Total War Warhammer 3 has a Cathay faction, and I think there was something about that he voiced something or other in it, but I can't remember off the top of my head. To go back to the Reddit. Oh, just ran over the general.
Oh, there was a pharaoh just walking and he was just run over. I was like, yeah, we love that for him.
Man.
I
think
the last man
so.
standing.
Missing?
I think you killed. Yeah, because you have two of those sword things and your generals are alive. So clearly.
Yeah, I think it's just they're routing. So yeah, it's just the two peasants.
Yeah, there's like literally two of them. Oh my God! Just drop it.
If it's battle, will it count as a loss?
I don't know.
I'm not gonna risk it. There we go. Okay.
Don't risk it. Okay, victory. That's it. End the battle. Real victory. Thank you very much. The poor son of a god. As we know from Age of Mythology, pharaohs are, one dies and you get the number 2 like immediately. It's just that's how it happens, right? The immediate successor.
I get Jerusalem.
Oh, that's Jerusalem.
Buddy.
Yikes.
Very important for the Seleucids.
Nice. I mean, only 2 units of mercenaries.
Yeah, I mean, I really should drop these, but I can't disband while I'm laying siege.
You can use them to.
Yeah, if anything, I can just send them in as
Captain Amasis. Good name.
Here.
Good Egyptian name. Yeah, I mean, what else if not?
It's one of the funny things. So we get Damascus like right away. The Seleucids start with Damascus, which is fine. I have no quibbles because Damascus changes hands relatively frequently. But around this time, in 270 is when we start. I think 271 is when Antiochus conquered Damascus. And one of the funny things is because sieges suck. No one really wants to do a siege. They're a drain on your men. They're a drain on your time. They're a drain on your resources.
You get attrition.
Yeah, and you don't like. The technology is also not there for like a quick siege, a down and dirty siege. You typically want to bribe them if you can, which is why diplomats are very nice. Maybe I can try to do a ceasefire.
Yeah.
No! God, you mother. Please stop. I don't want to fight horse archers. You're not supposed to come until later.
And yet.
Leave alone, except or we will attack. That's how you do ceasefires, right?
That's how you ceasefire. Yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Now watch them be like, okay, no. Yikes.
I guess the only way that I can. Oh, it's just him. Oh,
it's just him. I mean, you could send an assassin and just dispose.
Good thing. I'll send one right away. But Antiochus I, apparently, according to Polyaenus, who's a much later author, and he has this book on very unfortunate name. Much later author, and he has this book on stratagems. And he says that Antiochus actually got Damascus. He didn't want to do a siege. Sieges suck. So what he did was he kind of pushed the army back so that they couldn't see him from Damascus. And this was a Ptolemaic garrison. And he basically did a Persian celebration, according to Polyaenus, which is just a big old luxurious festival. And basically the Ptolemaic garrison was like, oh, so they're doing that, so we can just like be chill and like not keep our watch and everything. And that's how Antiochus, because then he ordered his army to march, like a forced march, like a 4-day forced march, like pack up all your stuff, forget about your train. We're going light, crosses a desert, and makes it to Damascus before the Ptolemaic garrison knows what's up. So a lot of tricksiness. Sieges are won by tricksiness more than just like
Oh yeah.
grinding attrition in antiquity.
Oh yeah, we have this beautiful story from actual Bronze Age Egypt, of the I think it was the siege of Joppa,
Hmm.
in which they use the Alibaba trick, and they smuggle in soldiers in jars. And then they open the gates from the inside. Yeah, General Jehuti smuggles in his like some of his soldiers in jars, and like pretending to be a trading company. And then by night, the soldiers come out, open the gates from the inside, and the people just, the
It was
rest of the army goes in.
I think the Illyrian queen Teuta. I think she, because I think I mentioned this in a footnote in the chapter I wrote, that her troops were going into a port city, and they, we're just visiting a port city. We're just looking to resupply, but they hid weapons in jars, and then they tried to take this Greek city. Yeah, it ended up failing.
Also, yeah, also the Trojan horse, also a great classic.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. It's like it's always. Oh, okay. Oh, that's your boy.
Yeah, but I don't know how the auto resolve, and I really don't want. I'd have no range units. It's going to be such a boring bat. I have 1 cavalry unit, my general's cavalry.
Oh boy.
I'm hoping that auto resolve is messed up in this game.
It sucks. Yeah, it doesn't really. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm not attacking them. I don't want to.
Oh my god.
Push them into the corner of the thing. They're so not fun to fight if you don't have any ranged infantry troops at all. But I'd much rather assault Jerusalem.
I mean,
again, a thing taken.
Great classic.
A sentence. This is a sound bite. I have to remember that these thing is recorded.
Yep. I mean, listen, it's a great classic. It always happens,
Somebody will.
What are your thoughts on this? And then it's going to be like, I would rather take Jerusalem.
Yeah, exactly. An AI generated. I mean, look at that absolutely, incredible Jerusalem with no hills.
Oh yeah, this is totally 1-to-1.
There are no hills there. There's one single road. Incredible, fantastic.
The good thing about
for the time,
the phalanx is you have just a spiky wall of an eternal spiky moving wall of death they're so good in cities because it's just narrow. Narrow.
They
streets.
Just crush everything, but you need to breach the gates first.
Yeah, which I'm sending like you said, I'm sending my mercenaries that I was going to disband anyways.
Yeah, I mean, they're cannon fodder. Well, in this case, they're arrow fodder. So, might as well send them boys.
After playing Warhammer for so long, like I'm so used to having like ogres and like things that can break down gates, like
where are my brutes?
Yeah, like crazy units that can just. Where's my magic? I don't have magic.
Exactly. Where are my casters? Oh my god.
And the closest thing is, I guess, sacrifice, right? The customary sacrifice before a battle.
Well, yeah.
But that's not really
yes.
Yeah.
Because if the gods say no, then it's no.
But you just keep sacrificing until you get a good one, or you throw the chickens in the ocean.
Which is something that totally happened, as we know.
Yes, the chickens.
I mean, okay. I mean, that's a little gate. You're gonna.
Yeah,
surely look at those green boys. Look at the green boys.
Yeah, you're gonna be the first men in to
survive. Definitely.
I love the animations of them just standing still.
They're just chilling.
It's a self-doing ram.
It's a perfect ram, It's just that good. They have like 5 people defending.
In the beginning, in the wars of the Diadochoi, right? The successors of Alexander. There's so much sieging going on. Like you hear these stories, like Demetrius Poiarchites, the Demetrius the Besieger, who has all these weird wonder weapons that he uses against various polities. But he's known as the Besieger, not the City Taker, because his track record is also sus. There we go.
Nice. Yep, the gate has been breached.
And the very strategic positioning of the chariots right in the middle of where
right in the middle, so you can hit it immediately.
Like, the Total War AI is really something. But sending my
Look at those chariots just getting into the fray for no reason
yeah, I
whatsoever.
gotta yeah. I like how this is also slightly sped up. Look at that.
There you go.
These
Bonk.
mercenaries are
Yo, they're doing their job. You know
yeah,
what?
yeah,
You paid
yeah.
them.
I'm just
They're
gonna
doing the
use them
thing.
if they can just.
Yeah, just steamroll.
And they're supposed to be like relative. I guess this is also medium difficulty, so.
Famous Ptolemaic general Leroy Jenkins.
Absolutely,
Don't
absolutely. I mean, also a very Hellenistic thing.
I think that was around the same time as his game, probably.
Probably
Yeah, the
yes.
Leroy Jenkins thing. Yeah, the original.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
World of Warcraft was 2004 as well, so this is
Yeah.
so I think it shouldn't be that long after.
Yeah, because what raid
It's for
was
the
it? It
early
was the one with the
2000s.
black dragons. I forget what raid it was.
Yeah, I also don't know.
Like,
But it
yeah,
was,
it's like the one with the dwarven forge with black dragon eggs
yeah,
and
it's
everything. Yeah.
like a very populated enemy thing or something. If
Yeah, I
remember.
forget which one. Man, I miss
Yeah.
WoW.
That was those were like golden days of
PC.
World
Yeah.
of Warcraft.
Part of a guild that would log on,
Yeah.
everybody would be there. The dungeon, you didn't have the dungeon seeker thing, so you'd actually have to talk to people to find a dungeon.
Yeah.
Man, I'm
Like
old.
just like going to friends' houses and playing it for like a day or something.
Yeah.
And then that was fun.
Like the Burning Crusade, waiting for the thing to open up with everybody in your server. Man,
Yeah. Ban TikTok returned to
Return
WoW.
to WoW. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think humanity would be better for it if that happened.
it was so wholesome.
It was wholesome. It was
Yeah.
like, yeah.
I could just go after school and then like play WoW.
Wait, when you had time to do that, like, yeah.
Also,
Wow.
that I think there is a
Those
lot
were
of
the
yeah.
days.
I think there is a lot of I could actually commit.
Ban social interaction return to WoW. I mean, WoW is social interaction.
Yeah.
Or
Honestly,
was.
just send them to the Nubian Spearmen. Just go do your job. And this is one of the things. Mercenary forces. There were mercenaries before, right? The Hellenistic period. You have
Yeah. Oh.
Xenophon, famously. That's the first one people can go to. But even during the Peloponnesian War, anything like that, you see mercenaries springing up just because there's so much going on, and war is just endemic at that point. But in the Hellenistic period, also, you just see mercenaries spring up everywhere. And you see also like people getting known to be mercenary, like the Cretans.
I mean, what are you gonna
here, I
do
think
when
they
you
have
come from
slingers.
an island? You're just
Yeah.
gonna, I mean, also the Balearic slingers.
Yeah, exactamente. Yeah.
The like children would have like a sling in their hands before they could speak.
Here
So
you
they could.
you can recruit them here, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
If I think it's regional. I think I have to have an army like the recruitment. I think
Yeah.
there's something underlying there that it's based on the region.
Yes. So we
One
are.
brave.
Oh,
I can speed up.
they're kind of doing a last stand in the city center.
But I'm just gonna do this.
Oh yeah. I mean, look at them boys. Look at them boys go.
Yeah.
Just steamrolling the Egyptians, alas.
That could have been a title for this stream. Steamrolling the Egyptians.
Now you capture the flag, you capture the city. They're routed, right?
They're not soldiers, they're just frightened rabbits running from our men, says the
Ah.
incredibly enthusiastic narrator.
It's always
Am I
the case.
missing? What are you all doing?
They're just chilling. You know.
Yeah, let's go. What's the plan here, fellas?
Just chilling around.
Do some skirmishing. Let's do some skirmishing.
Yeah, kill some of those people.
Only some of them.
Only some of them, not all of them, but like some of them. Yeah, I mean, look at the skirmishers skirmishing.
An appropriate amount.
An appropriate amount of.
I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Chilling, using child soldiers and some war crimes. The usual, the good old days. The good old days.
Come on, buddy. Look at those incredibly phallic Phrygian helms.
I mean, I would expect nothing less from a Hellenistic
Yeah, buddy.
kingdom. Um, capture the
Uh,
settlement.
I
Be
want to be.
very careful here, Eduardo.
I'm gonna occupy it.
Be very
Let's
careful.
not. I think already the Sidonians are already
Yeah,
not.
exactly. So they're just
This is one of the
yeah.
things. Also, like you kill everybody, so there's no one to like be
There's no one to
angry at
warn.
you.
Yeah. Oh, I was thinking about the economy. You were thinking about social order.
Oh
I was
no,
like,
because
yeah.
the economy, you don't. I don't. Yeah, it hampers your population because right, because that's how your civic centers. That's how you
Yeah.
level them up. You have to reach a population cap, and then you can build the next governor's
Yeah.
villa or whatever it is, and that's how you advance. Yeah, there's
Well,
just a
you
bunch
need to
of
keep them. You need to keep them happy and fat so they can make babies.
yes.
And increase your population. Once again, what a very reductive way of telling people. I've seen a
It's a
playthrough
very
of these games with all mercenary armies. It was moderately interesting, with the guy sending generals out on long trips to recruit particular mercenaries and looting every unit production building to hire more mercenaries.
Was
That is
that
like,
Legend? Was that Legend Total War that did that? Because that sounds like something he'd do. He's this YouTuber that does like Total War challenges. He's very good.
Mystios mode, probably.
Okay, Parthians, please, Arsacids, just leave me alone.
Please,
Yeah, you have a couple more years till. Mhm.
Enjoy them.
Yeah. Oh, we have a lot of Zeuxis.
Oh.
He's a famous. Well, I don't. This is obviously not him, but he's a famous governor of Asia Minor under Antiochus III. We have a couple of inscriptions from him. So I got real excited. Look at my the professionalization of my army. It's one of the things in the Hellenistic period also is just the increase in the profession, right? Because you have the reforms of Philip II and how he reformed the Macedonian army. And then the successors naturally use the foundations that he of his reforms in their own armies. They also played around with it.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
for all his issues with being a father, Philip II was a good general. He was a good strategist. He was a good general. He had learned
I
from the
would say
best.
better than Alexander. If
Yeah,
he, was
he had
allowed
learned
to
from the
live.
best because he had been a prisoner of war in Thebes, and he had learned from Epaminondas, the man, the legend, the myth. So still a lousy husband, lousy father, all of that, but good general. I'm gonna and very shrewd politician. So
yeah,
that
he doesn't
works.
get
Yes.
enough credit. He doesn't get enough credit for that.
Oh, I'm
Right?
Team Philip all the way.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. No, he was good. He was good. Alexander is a nipple baby.
We're doing cavalry stables and cavalry stables in Antioch, so we can recruit elephants. Although
That's good.
Antioch was not the city where the Seleucid royal stables were held. The Seleucid royal stables, at least in northern Syria, was actually in Apamea, which was roughly.
Yeah,
this
around
map
there.
is not very. Yeah, around here. It was the famous Syrian tetrapolis, the 4 cities founded by the Seleucus I.
Someone in the chat is asking if you have any thoughts on Rom's Sacred Band book.
On what? I'm sorry.
Sacred Band book by what's the first name? Wait.
I have not read a Sacred Band book.
James Band.
I know he does good work, so I have not read it, but I know he does good work, so I'm sure it's good, but I have not read it yet. And I'll have to make a note to actually. I didn't know that he did one. But of the Theban persuasion, I am. ¿Cómo se dice? I need to read more about it, so it's a good way of doing that. I just have to balance out, dissertation reading. The reading for fun is a thing. I didn't know that was a thing.
It is. Once you're done with your dissertation, let me tell you.
Let
me tell you, a word will open up. Wow.
We see little need to end the fighting just yet. Okay, so I think maybe if I win one more battle, if they try to siege again, because the Parthians are not good at sieging, because
right, but I think
you
can kill them on the field perhaps, and then maybe
yeah,
they will think,
Why? This is the thing about the Seleucids is that you're sandwiched between so many people. Now the Pontus.
Oh
Pontus, what
my
have I
God.
done? Why have I displeased you, Pontus?
They're just assholes. They're just poisonous assholes.
Yeah, and
And
later on, the Seleucids, we'd intermarry. We'd be friends. But
they haven't read the books. They don't know.
everybody hates the Seleucids. They're the Seleucids on the block, or whatever the heck is the thing or the pun that everyone keeps telling me. The Seleucids on the block, I think it is. Undra, ¿qué pasa aquí? Well, we'll have to do some recruiting. Antioch's gonna have to. What's
it's
their
gonna
army
have
even
to,
like?
you know.
Oh, this is the phalanx. As long as you got a solid. Ooh, I can do like actual.
You
phalanx
can do
fighting.
actual
Yeah,
phalanx.
yeah.
Not bad.
Things are going good in Egypt.
Yeah, look at all the Egyptian troops. Ooh.
Yeah, but it's just a bunch of like little armies because
Okay.
the AI doesn't really want to congeal their forces into anything of substance.
So you can
For some reason, yeah.
you can clean them. That works. Average victory, excuse you.
Auto result punishes you for using auto result, but
But I mean,
like if you fight every little micro battle here,
you never see the end of it.
Yeah. Okay, everything. All my cities are building things.
You can retrain.
Yeah, I think I'm retraining in Jerusalem.
Okay.
Seleucia on the Tigris, I have to hold on to. So actually, some skirmishers might be good for the cavalry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they attack again,
I think they're doing something. There's like a general down here somewhere. I think there he is.
Oh, there you go. So they're up to something. Okay, there's only one unit though.
Honestly, the AI for Total War is. Note that we have brigands. They have little armies of rebel. The rebel armies are actually stronger than some of the states.
They're good. They're good. Yeah, I used to bribe all of them. I'd be like, yeah, no, join me. What are you doing there? Just come with me.
Yeah.
I can
one
give
of the
you
things that the security you start seeing. Angelos Caniotis has a really good book on. No, I'm winning against you, Ptolemy. What?
No, fuck off.
Yeah, like why?
We're not becoming your protectorate.
I just won against like 3 of your armies.
Yeah, go away. Also, yes, an assumption is enough to declare war. Yes, especially in the Hellenistic period. Yeah. Maybe you're doing something weird. Well, might as well declare war, right? That's how it works.
One of the Angelos Caniotis has this A War in the Hellenistic World. I think it's called 2005. I think it's masterful book where he talks about just like how endemic war was and how that shaped law and like society in general in this period. He looked at everything. It's a really good book. Highly recommend it. It's also available on resources where you can get books for free that I'm not going to say.
For legal reasons.
For legal reasons.
For legal reasons, yes, the FBI knocking on the door.
Hi, Frank.
Hey, Frank, how you doing? It's always a pleasure, you know.
Okay, so things are going well. Army is being shored up because we have the old school replenishment system where you actually have to retrain instead of like the auto replenishment in later Total War games.
They're trying weird things around there. Oh, look, diplomats and like no.
I have 2 peasant mobs.
Oh, we are losing Tarsus, aren't we? Yikes.
And Tarsus is one of those cities that actually stays in the Seleucid like sphere. No, not in direct Seleucid rule for until basically the very end.
Look at the Scythians. Let's go.
Yes, my boy, my horsey archers. Yeah, my acceptance shows strength of character as well as wisdom. Thank you. Look at them.
Thank you. Look at them. Look at them go.
They're.
Oh, look at our ships being sank.
Yeah. I'm gonna lose some stuff. I really don't want to fight this rebel. It scares me.
Rimsin has a great mustache. Oh, the Scythians, like the barbarian factors, incredible manscaping. Fantastic.
I like how that's the word now.
Yeah, this is the word of the day.
Well, that's what we're gonna use. Listen, you got a lot of.
I don't think they're not worth the cost. Okay, so things are looking good in Damascus. I would like a regional governor, but for some reason the game just keeps sending all my governors to Seleucia
because that's really the capital. You can
Is
change the
it?
capital city.
No, my capital is Antioch.
Is it?
I think it's because I have my heir there, and he keeps having sex
Boo,
with
and he keeps having
people.
children that get. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
When the children
yeah.
get of age, yeah, yeah.
He's just really horny in Mesopotamia, and it's
I
just
mean,
all the children are there.
I'm no, no.
Hmm.
No. I
There was
wanted to make
something. There
lewd
was something.
comments,
I
but
know. I
no.
could. I could see the mechanisms. There was something going on there. Let's see here. I don't want
Let's just say
stables.
it's Chiara in the chat knows me.
The land between two something. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, a very wet land. Anyways,
Oh, good. Yeah, fertility, something,
exactly. It's
something.
ritual. It's ritual.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah,
fertility
yeah, yeah.
rituals, right?
Perfect.
Right.
Hi, these are
Oh
elephants.
my god. Yes,
Elephants.
finally the
Elephants.
elephants. We're gonna
Just
see the boys
all
in
just
action.
dump all my treasury into elephants.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I want to see like the
What
like
could
the
go
last
wrong?
battle that we fight. I want to see the elephants. Like
Oh,
we're
oh,
gonna
yeah,
wait
and
until we have
fertility.
elephants on the battlefield.
Sardis is also super populated with just bald people. Well, with my
I
bald
mean,
children. Oh God! But it's so annoying because I have enemies here, so I can't. I guess do I have a navy? No, because my
no, because
navy
it's been
sucks.
sunk.
Yeah.
It has been
Look at
sunk,
Pontus.
unfortunately. Listen, Pontus, why are you trying to talk to us if
I
Mesopotamia,
want
there's
Tarsus
something in
back.
the water.
I want Tarsus back.
No, that
Okay,
works.
so
I understand.
okay, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna leave a relatively Jerusalem, please. Just. Can I have no tax rate?
No, you need to have some
No, you can't
taxes.
do. Yeah, you can't do
In
the
this
thing.
economy, not taxes?
Mm.
Oh,
I mean, is it really an
Okay,
episode if we're
so
not saying in this economy?
I was yeah. I was thinking.
okay,
Okay,
so
much
that's
It's
better.
been a
good.
while since we said that.
Right?
It
Because,
didn't apply to Tomb Raider that much, to be honest.
Yes,
well,
Arab cavalry.
oh,
Yes,
Arab?
my boys.
I mean,
So the
yes.
Seleucids did use. They had certain agreements on and off with various tribes around the region to supply their army. So it's actually relatively
That's good. And they have
point.
the boys, the good boys, meaning the
Numidia,
dromedary.
Numidia,
Yeah.
just give me trade rights. Yes, boy,
Okay,
let's
nice.
go, let's go. Oh, let me be an annoying YouTuber streamer. Let's go, as they all are wont to say for any
Yeah.
For
minor
anything that
movement of
happens.
anything.
Yeah. What up, everyone? Today.
Hey guys.
Don't forget
Okay,
to
so
subscribe. Oh my
yeah,
god.
Hit that bell.
Okay.
Like and subscribe. Hit the bell. Yeah, exactly. Hit the
So
subscribe button.
Zeuxis is
Yeah.
gonna be my avenger for Tarsus.
Ooh,
I am
ooh.
getting my boys ready.
The chunky
He's gonna go
boys.
here. I'm gonna send Demetrius, which is a good. So well, Demetrius in the 2nd century is when you start saying Dimitri.
A link in the
Demetriuses.
description. That's right. Also that. Oh my god.
Okay. I forget I could also do little watchtower.
Yeah,
This
you
was
can
the
do
funnest
watchtowers.
thing for my like ADHD mind. I was like, yes, I need them in every single border of
Everywhere.
the empire.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
So I can see what's happening. It's like not really, but
I
yeah.
forget I should have been
Yeah.
doing that with my generals actually, like sending just them out and doing this is actually a good so now I can see a little bit more of what they're doing.
The chat is going crazy over these.
The poor elephants. We don't talk shit about the
YouTube
poor
things.
elephants, the Battle of Rafia. They didn't want to be there.
They're-
See, if they had a union, they would have not been there.
You know, one of my favorite stories ever is I forget the name of the Seleucid. I want to say Antiochus III, just because Antiochus is there. But there was this story that the Seleucid king, and there was a river that he wanted to cross, and the elephants were very skittish about crossing the river. And his personal elephant, whose name was Ajax, we have his name. His name was Ajax. He didn't want to cross. He was very scared of crossing this river, but there was an elephant called Patroclus who crossed the river. He was the only elephant in the herd that wanted to cross the river. And then once one elephant crossed, apparently they see it and they can go. But Patroclus crossed the river. So the Seleucid king went, okay, I'm going to give you a silver, is it howdah? Silver howdah that you can put on your back. So he was blinging it out with a silver gilded howdah. And apparently Ajax the elephant, I think this is in I want to say Pliny, because he talks about elephants, and he's like, "Oh, elephants have a sense of like being like elephants have a sense of religiosity, like
Ugh.
they raise their trunks to the sun. They know about religion. They're sacred animals." And this elephant in this story, this elephant could feel shame is the main gist of the story.
Oh,
So Ajax, that elephant, because he saw that another elephant got a shiny
a shiny
silver
bling.
the elephant killed himself.
Aw.
Oh my
What?
God.
Yeah.
You're
The
expensive.
ancients
You
and their
can't
like
die.
thoughts on elephants.
Yeah, I mean, they are very
They're smart.
intelligent and
Yeah.
socially intelligent animals, and they
Yeah.
mourn their dead.
Yeah, the ancients
Um,
recognized that they were smart, so they have these stories of just like an elephant being like
so ashamed.
yeah, so ashamed of losing a river crossing or not crossing a river that. Oh, here we have what's his face? Who are we fighting against? Okay, well, not Ptolemy the Second.
Nectanibo Soter.
Yeah, which I think he's a family member. He's not the
Yeah.
the
He's
main
a
guy,
young
yeah.
young spruce.
Okay, so you're doing good. You're doing good. Let me make sure all my buildings are. How are my elephants?
Yeah, exactly. How are the boys? Okay. Okay.
My elephant doom stack is soon approach.
Oh
You
wow.
motherfucker.
Oh wow. Stay
Okay,
sense.
okay. What do you want? What do you want from me?
I hear the police.
Wow.
Yes, I live near. Actually,
That's
it's surprising that it took this long for like.
Where do both of you live? Like,
the feds.
no
It's the
police like
feds.
coming.
I told you. He said
around
he
my
would like
door,
to conquer Jerusalem.
I mean, it's
That was ooh. Okay.
I'm trying to see here. The annoying thing is that they have three regiments of no, actually, 3 regiments of skirmisher cav, a pontic heavy cav, and 2 things of scythe chariots. I'm good against cavalry because I have my men with pointy sticks that make up my phalanx. The only problem is that the elephants are very ornery things. They can rampage if you don't take care of them.
Hmm.
I think I'm gonna live one more turn
Okay.
of withdraw from this battle. I'm gonna give him one more turn. I'm gonna see if I can get a relief force.
Yeah.
So-
At
or
least close enough. Yeah. To bring something. Yeah. Are you in a martial state in America or what? Well, I live in front of a hospital, so it's usually like ambulances, or the fire brigade that also is very close by. They won battles thanks to their long pointy sticks. It's true. That's basically the Hellenistic warfare for you, right? You got people with pointy sticks, and you got pointy sticks on big boys, and that's all. That's how you win the battles. Yes, you can quote me on that.
You know, the fun thing about Restream is that we have this like running header, like breaking news stuff, like at the bottom of the screen, so I can just like keep the most memorable quotes like
my
in there
God.
if you want.
All right, relief force. You're gonna go to Damascus. Being besieged.
Oh, the big
by an
army.
Egyptian
You
army.
gotta-
No,
you
but
gotta
it's like
break
a
that
3.
siege.
No, it's a 3 stack.
Oh, boys.
Yeah, he's doing that to try to get me. He's basically trying to get around me
Mm.
to go. Let me see if I can do the elephant battle. Okay, relief force is there. I forget how reinforcement.
They need to be like in the same.
Yeah, like reinforcement won't work here, right? Like I'm not gonna get these.
I think they
units if I
need
go,
need to be like close enough to attack the other army, like the
Mm.
enemy army. I think.
Oh,
I'll
I think they have to go around. No.
Yes. Yeah.
Like
So I think you
this.
need one more turn for that.
Yeah.
Agalaeus Phoenicius in the chat is saying in 570 CE, a joint Ethiopian Yemeni army was marching on Mecca. Their biggest war elephant named Mahmud stopped in front of the army and refused to go on. In light of this bad omen, the whole army turned back.
Yo, you listen to the elephants. When the elephants said
Yeah.
no, you say no.
If the elephant is telling you that the vibes are off, the vibes are
the vibes are off. It's like
Yeah.
sorry, elephantomancy. It's our new.
Like, they're smart as shit. Like give them some.
They're
credit.
smart. They're smart. They know. Captain Neferet. Captain Neferet is a woman because Neferet is a feminine name. So the beautiful one. So Captain Sexy, if you wish. So
Should we do
But
this
like,
one or should we just do the elephant battle? No?
uh,
Captain Sexy?
elephants, elephants, elephants.
Okay. I
Okay.
will withdraw
Yeah,
and
Captain.
I will
I listen. Nefer has a lot of meanings, and some of them are lewd. So yeah. Um,
Okay, so let's do the next turn then. No!
The spring.
What is wrong with
enough,
you?
enough. What's wrong with you? As I said, if you see all gray, move the elephant. That's also true.
We're just going for the elephant battle, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah. See if.
Oh, I win already. Okay,
Okay,
never
let's
mind.
go. See, Captain Sexy, not as good on the battlefield.
No, apparently not.
Sorry, Captain Sexy. Oh wow. Okay.
Well, I might
Oh,
lose this
God.
one, but we'll see the elephants and
Yes.
we can go
Captain
off
Nefer, the
with
perfect
our thing.
opponent for General
General
Manscape.
Manscape.
Incredible,
Wow.
incredible.
I mean, that would be like a show to watch. Captain Sexy versus General Manscape.
Oh Lord. Yes, I remember a documentary on that famous TV channel with the with the yellow.
Oh, they're
towel.
screwed.
No?
They are screwed. I forgot this isn't a field battle.
Oh no, it's a
This
it's a
isn't
siege.
a field battle. They're screwed.
I have also
Ah.
seen that
Real
video.
lightsaber fight. In honor of Star Wars Day, we are.
Oh, I am
Uh,
cheesing this to all heavens.
Let's go. Let's go.
If they will betray me, I am sorry. You are going to see some cheese. You are going to see the worst of a Total War player.
I mean, yeah, just
if you
lock
have
the,
if you have the phalanx to use it, god damn it.
yeah, might as well lock all the streets and just bottleneck it.
Yeah. I have elephants. They're going to be my fire brigade. If anybody tries to do anything foolish,
They're just gonna be.
my weird elephants with just one guy that I think
They're very
does need
small elephants. Are
manscaping.
those babies?
Yeah, they don't seem like Indian elephants, and
No.
they're also Twitch.
Yeah, they're.
Oh, I guess because of the
They're
speed is up.
listening to techno music. They're waiting for the beat to drop. They're raving.
Okay.
They're rave elephants.
Uh,
Let's go.
Let's
go!
I actually do know of an EDM DJ called Elefante, so maybe they're listening to him.
Isn't there something with elephants? And because I've seen enough videos of on social media of like an elephant vibing out to someone banging the drum, and then the elephant uses its trunk to bang the drums. I don't know about the musicality of elephants.
I
I
don't.
mean, well, I
In
don't know.
antiquity, I don't know.
I
stories
know
about-
that the Cher went to sing for an elephant at a zoo, and the elephant seemed really taken. But I don't know if he was taken because he could suss out that that woman is 90% plastic or what. So
No, you leave Cher alone.
I love
This
Cher.
is where we draw this is no.
I love Cher. Are you
That,
kidding me?
that elephant
She's our
was
sovereign.
that elephant was one of us. That
Yeah,
was a
clearly.
gay elephant.
Yes, it was a gay elephant, of course. Also, yes, not only child soldiers but baby elephants too. It's just elephant child soldier. Our gate was built by
That's fine.
Italians, probably. It just it opened poorly.
I love this color scheme that they got for Pontus.
They really are incredible.
I like how they have one gate open, but they took their sweet ass time
Yeah.
to break just another section
To
of the
make
wall.
a hole in the
two more
wall?
sections.
Why this
Three more
pettiness?
sections.
Why this unnecessary pettiness? You know what? They're gay too. This
The
is
Pontus,
like,
you know what they say
or-
about Pontus.
You know what they say about Pontus, exactly. I mean, probably
Yeah.
they're also water signs. So
I think- I
yes,
think
we will
the-
slander water signs and Pontus on this street.
It's wonderful that Pontus and like the Total War kind of culture around Total War, that Pontus is now a thing that you just say, because in Total War 2 they had that FLC and they were like, ooh, what factions are gonna be? And it was fucking Pontus, and everybody thought it would be something like crazy. And it was just Pontus. Pontus is neat. I don't think Pontus gets enough credit. They also have a similarly chaotic roster that's super
Oh.
fun. It's like the Salukins.
Yeah, no, we like, and I mean, Pontus is a chaos as a concept.
See,
And
also
it's like
that.
it's just chaos and poison and and people with flowy curls and all of that. And
Look at that. I love that model.
Ooh. They look a little unpractical. Those armors.
Well, they're
look a
about to
little
get fucked
unpractical.
up because they're about to just go into a wall of.
I mean, of pointy boys. I mean, good for them.
Yeah, they get no honor. This isn't going to be an honorable fight. They backstabbed me after I
Oh my
gave them
god.
trade rights and they gave me map
Look at
information.
the Sarisa going down and be like, "Yep, come at me. Come
Come
at
on,
me.
boy.
Viece." Look at them. Look at that. And they're going. They're like,
That
"Ooh."
meandering walk that they're.
Oh my
What?
god.
Pontus,
Oh boys. Oh my
Pontus
god.
is known in the medieval bestiary tradition for ducks that are poisonous because they eat the poison in the sea. What?
Poison
Sure.
ducks.
You know
Incredible.
what? That both surprises me and doesn't surprise me at the exact same
It can't
time.
live in us. Yeah, no. Now we're just throwing hands now here. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah. Good job, Pontus. Great. Yeah, go back to
They
your
don't have
ducks.
Mithridates yet, and Mithridates
Right.
Mithridates the 6. He's kind of like the big deal.
Mm,
Yeah. Yeah.
he's a couple years down the line.
Yeah, some years. Some
A
years, you
couple
know.
of years,
Yeah,
Just sometime.
I gotta
Sometime.
make
I
sure
was
everybody.
I asked Jess, I was like, is it possible to become immune to poison if you drink a little every day? And she looked at me, she was like, what the fuck? I was like,
Why
okay,
are
I'm
you
not
asking?
yeah. Oh no, she's not asking why I'm asking questions anymore because she knows it's something weird. It's either video
Mm.
games or ancient history. It's like it's just she's not even asking the questions anymore. She's like, what the yeah. So anyways.
This is just.
Did they just send the whole army in one
This
alleyway?
is just a massacre.
Incredible! Oh my god, they have
Never
was that
forget.
a dead elephant? Do they have elephants
Where?
as well?
No,
Do
they
they
don't.
have?
No, I have
I
my.
know those
my
are giant horses. Okay, that's good. There's no small elephants. They're giant horses. Sorry, my bad. They're just really not.
but that color scheme is so. If I ever get back to
I
like
love it.
painting miniatures, because I used to be super into Warhammer and stuff. If I ever
Mm.
get back into it, I have to take the Pontic color scheme
They're
Mm.
from
great.
Rome. Total. Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Yeah, no, they're great. And the polka dots, incredible, fantastic.
Mm.
Mm.
I mean, just the colors we like, and just
What
the
you
colors we
doing?
need.
What
Where's
you
the
doing over
rest of
there?
them?
Okay, they're all. They did one frontal assault.
In the most narrow of streets that they could
Right,
find.
I'm sending the elephants in. I know it might be
Yeah.
it might be slightly suicidal, but I'm sending.
I mean the
Big
boys.
ol'!
Oh my god, look at them boys,
them
look at them
run.
boys. It's St. Patrick's parade. Look at the boys just trampling. Oh my god, the men flying, steamrolling them.
The good thing
Let's
is also
go.
that they're away from my army, so if they rampage, I don't give a shit.
Exactly, they can rampage in
I
there.
mean, just
They
imagine like
really-
you're walking in the street and suddenly like this
And
army
suddenly
of
you hear
elephants.
elephants. Yeah. Rampaging elephants. Yeah. These are angry. These are angry elephants. They rampage.
Yeah.
Look at them. Look at them rampage.
Thank
Yeah.
God they have 4 fucking entrances that they can exit out of. Also,
Look at the elephants yelling
Who's
at
left?
them and
Who's
running.
left?
Let's
They've all
go.
been- they've all been
Go
trampled.
trumpety boys.
Pretty boys.
Oh,
Look at
he's like
them.
hitting the elephant. Did you see that? I never
No.
noticed that animation. He's just like
Yeah.
with his fist,
Like a
and-
horse? With
Yeah,
a
like
fist?
go. I
Yeah,
don't
with
think
his
they would
fist,
feel
not
a
even like
fist.
a goad.
Like,
I don't
or
think they would
anything.
feel a fist on their back. Probably
No,
with
like how
trumpy
thick is
ears.
an elephant's skin? Like I don't know. Like with
It's
this?
very
shit.
thick.
Like their elephants are their skulls are crazy.
Yeah, they're
Isn't it the elephant skulls that
Yeah.
people
I was
go,
about
"Oh,
to say
That's
that.
how the ancients thought about
Mm.
cyclopses and stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah,
because they have
true,
a giant
yeah.
hole like around here because their eyes are here and they have the hole
Okay.
for the trunk. So yeah,
Let's go, my
Yeah.
half-naked
Like that
men.
wall in
I can see
particular,
that. Oh, the scantily dressed man. We love to see
Yes, my
that. I mean,
boys.
we mentioned share, so we knew this was gonna happen,
Yes.
right? It is, yes. Fuck that part of wall in particular. And also, this is like the fashion battalion. So we're fighting bad taste.
with
Um,
elephants.
Who's left? The elephants all cleaned up everything. I'm
Yeah, they
on
just
super
went.
speed. Oh, they're trying to outflank me, I guess, which is cute.
Oh,
If
that's
you could punch
nice.
an elephant out cold, you might be your own siege engine.
Yeah, I mean, if you can one punch an elephant,
You're
you
One
just-
Punch Man.
It's
Yeah.
that One Punch
Yeah.
Man, yeah.
Yeah.
That
Then
was
at that point-
once the Pokemon stream was over, I just realized I was like, "Fuck!" Because if you remember the sprite for
Mm-hmm.
Scipio, what is that? Cowus? What's his actual name? The bald
Scipius.
Scipio.
Yeah,
The
the older
spread
one.
looks
Yeah, Scipius'
exactly like the
father.
guy from One
He
Punch
does. He does.
Man.
Oh, they got skewered.
Hey,
Look at
Thank
that.
you.
heroic
victory.
victory.
Look at us.
Captain
Beautiful.
Thyrsos, very
I mean,
Dionysian.
it said kills, but
Ah,
I read kids, and I was
and
like,
we end
yes, we
with
used
Homer.
kids in battle.
And we end right before Numidia betrays me also, because apparently in this game, nothing.
Nobody's your
Chaos.
friend.
It is just chaos.
No one is your friend, and we should have
Even
expected that.
though these polities like help the Seleucids to varying degrees at varying times, but no, everybody just hates your guts, because this is a game of war before anything
Exactly.
else.
Of total.
really.
Would you say
Yeah.
there's a game of total war?
Ooh.
One might say that.
One might say that.
Yeah.
And I think that with that and the 2.5 hours,
I think-
timestamp, I think, and Cher and the fashion police and baby elephants.
We saw the elephants. That's all that we got. To the
Yeah.
elephants.
And
We picked up
manscaping,
the
yeah.
elephants,
We got that. No, Chiara, they cannot ban me. They cannot. They cannot. The next time I'm gonna set you on fire and explode you in Sea of Thieves. Anyways, no, we love each other. We're friends. We're
All right.
friends. Yeah.
Only friends say this.
Only friends say this, right? You know.
I would like to see the partial war franchise. I like that. Streaming is harder to tag each time. Yeah,
yeah, no, it's
we're exploring multiple avenues for streaming
for terrible
audiences.
things. Yeah,
we want to speak to a very
exactly.
broad audience, so each time we introduce a completely new idea.
Exactly. But imagine next time when Alex is not going to be here to keep everyone more calm, but Daniela is going to be here to add fuel to the fire.
Oh.
Because he's a Ptolemy apologist. So
we'll have some words.
You will have words. I'm just gonna let you guys fight. I'm gonna have popcorn. Just eat the popcorn and just mute my microphone, and you can just go to bed. But that being said, thank you, Eduardo, for being here.
Yeah, thank you so much.
No,
and for teaching us things about the Seleucids and elephants and other weird things, which we've not otherwise learned in these. Thank you, chat. We had a lot of fun. The chat was like on fire.
Yeah.
I didn't see any of it, so that's great.
It was incredible. It was a lot of good stuff. Next week we will have Rome 2. There will be 2/3 of this team, and then the other third is going to be Italian as well. So it's going to be chaos. Same time, same place, same absolutely insane commentary. Probably the FBI again. Who knows?
See you next week,
Frank. Everyone say hi to Frank. All right. So thank you, everyone. Enjoy the weekend.
Yeah. Have a good weekend.
Have a good weekend, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.